Hello, hello, hello. We will be starting ever so shortly. In approximately 5 minutes. Alright, let's get into it. Hope everyone is doing well this morning. Hope you are all doing well. Yeah, let's get into it.
No.
Oh, I see.
I don't even know.
Hello.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
2 minutes.
I think that deserves inspiration.
Straight off the bat.
I won't turn it down. How are you feeling, Travis?
little bit better. My entire body is starting to hurt a little bit, so that's not good. But I've got more of my voice back, so that's a bonus.
Yeah, make sure you rest that well.
I'm gonna pass out as soon as this is over.
Seems fair.
And yet, at the same time, I also hope it goes for 6 hours.
You can
Alright.
accommodate that, right, Adam?
Yeah. For sure.
Good.
All right, so let me turn my rave music off and let me turn on some fantasy. God damn it! I didn't do the thing that I wanted to do. I was doing other things that I wanted to do, but this will do. Okay, so last we left off. Our party of adventurers, the Undesirables, venturing from Fokar to the woods and hills nearby, searching for Gumbop, a mentor and teacher and somewhat a father figure to Ori, has gone missing, seemingly in the company of an individual known as Albert Hindenhall. Or Hindenhall, I should probably say. And that journey, as you traverse the roads, trees, and hills of the nearby terrain, brought you into an encounter with someone who looked seemingly quite similar to Torik's mother. She was able to take some of your belongings, namely the bag of holding from Saoirse. And Saoirse, though brushing quite closely with death, was revived and brought back. After this, the party recouped, rejuvenated, healed, and rested, and after a night's sleep, continued their venture towards a sound that they had heard throughout the night and the appearance of flashing lights. And you stumbled upon a small cluster, or quite a large cluster, I should say, of Warforged, which were seemingly outside protecting, defending a cave entrance. Along with that, there was these strange pillars that were enveloped in world what you would describe as almost sort of concentrated lightning. None of you have likely ever been out to the North Seas where the constant storms exist, but you imagine that these pillars are somewhat similar to where the humans have out in those seas, in those storms, to collect power for their cities and their technologies. Nevertheless, you tried to sneak through, and although it almost worked, unfortunately a certain steel defender did not roll very well, shall we say, as you stumbled upon a knight who showed themselves to be quite the threat, but with a bit of quick thinking, smart spellcasting, and strategy, you were able to put him in a position where he just didn't want to deal with whatever it is that you were putting out. He removed himself from the encounter, and though the rest of the encounter was, I think my voice is going now. Although the rest of the encounter was a difficult one, you did all get through it. Some of you falling down and falling unconscious every now and then, but you were able to get through a tough fight. You got yourselves into the caves, and once again, this sort of lightning being conducted to these metal frames throughout the ceiling, also passing into and potentially through the door. Not entirely certain on that, but obviously where you are now, it just looks like it's going into the door. On either side of said door, you notice that there is a statue holding a bowl out in front of it. One with the words, "What has a golden head and a golden tail but no body?" And then the other, which says, "If you feed me, I will live, but if you make me drink, I will die." But nevertheless, you once again rested. I believe, did you have a long rest down here?
This was a
Short
short
rest.
rest.
Short rest. So yeah, you took an hour to. Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, because you took your short rest. You took an hour just to see to your wounds and perhaps concentrate and meditate on some stuff and regain certain spell slots back and some features and whatnot, and perhaps most importantly, heal up. And I guess that brings us to the end of that short rest. What do you want to do?
Well, while the others were short resting, Athen was hoping to take a look at the devices in the room that were helping to create this, I guess, lightning current. I don't know if he knows the words or not, and examine their purpose and how they work.
Okay. Roll a roll an investigation check. It's a good roll. 26. Something that you've never seen in person before. You've probably read about certain power capsules that are collected to the north, but there's not much in terms of scientific writings about it. Mostly because they're likely very protective of the creation of it and how it operates to protect, their unique power collection that they've been able to create. However, with such a rule, you have an idea in terms of, as you say, this being a sort of current or like a current of lightning and these things not being the source of the power, but perhaps being a focus, meaning that the source and the creation of said power, wherever it is originating from, is probably elsewhere. And these things are just, perhaps they're dealing with, what would be the word? Like surges. To avoid any surges of power. These are here to cycle the power and to ensure it doesn't blow anything up, essentially.
Cool. So it's sort of twofold in purpose. The first is, I guess, a safety measure, which is nice. They take safety into account. And second, it seems like it could be that they're transporting power from one place to another. Is the power going in and out of the cave? Like, is the network outside linked to this one that I can visibly see?
It is not.
Cool. Thank you very much.
So this one seems to be a separate circuit compared to the one that you saw outside. From what you can see. But yeah,
Cool.
you spend a bit of time and honestly, like, there's nothing complicated about it in terms of the creation of it. Given the material, you'd probably be able to replicate something quite easily if you ever really wanted to. But yeah, it's more so a case of just knowing that it exists, knowing that this is possible and knowing that this is something that can be done. Now that you see it, it's like, oh, well, it's quite simple.
I shall use the rest of the short rest making some sketches and notations for if I ever need to replicate it, well, ever desire to replicate it in future.
Coolio. Anyone else wanting to do anything during their short rest?
Do we have a plan going in here?
I can't say we really do. Already said that he's not entirely certain whether this Albert character is completely villainous or not. So, would you like to take the lead in there, Audie?
I'm not sure if it's... yes, I would. I'm just a little concerned with the lightning. But I can lead. On the road again.
I think this was specifically during your short rest, so you wouldn't have to. lead
Well, I'm
immediately.
back on the road again.
I mean, by all means, if that's all people are wanting to do on the short rest, you can start leading. But
I don't really have a plan of sorts. I'm more of the reactionary type at the moment. But I'm happy to lead. That seems like a conundrum.
Well, I think we just need to prioritize Gombop's safety and helping get him back, but it's more... if Albert isn't as bad a person as we initially assumed, then, well, we'd hate to kill one of your friends' friends, you know.
Yeah, that is true. I think we just go in there, assess the situation, see if we need to kill people. Hopefully not. And get Gombop out. I think we just wing it. It's worked out fine every time that we've done that.
Well, I mean, Susha died a couple of days ago, so sure.
And you've died like twice.
Minor details. Minor
I feel like
details.
they're very major. I feel very differently about my death than you do, I think.
Yeah, I'd probably say yes. Well then, if you'd like, I can go in. People can stay sort of 10 feet back. Oh shit, I can't see in here. If it's dark in there, I might have a bit of an issue. Can I have a torch? Do I have a torch? Does anybody have torches?
Ethan
Yeah.
will hold his hand out and light a flame in it.
Yeah. Haha, I actually do have a torch. Fantastic.
I also hold up my lamp.
Julio. I will light the torch on Athens. Well, I'll go for his hair first, but if that doesn't light, then I'll go for the hand.
Thank you.
yes, strangely, the hair is more physical than you were expecting.
Well, suppose now you've got some wax that you can put in your hair and style it in whichever way you want. If you're feeling crazy flame on the day, or if you're feeling pretty mellow, just sort of wax it back. I, of course, am assuming these torches have waxes on them.
Thanks for the tip, Audie. I'm not sure if you're the first person I take hair advice from, but thank you.
His hair is
You don't like my
magnificent.
hair?
Shall we look after these riddles to take care of those?
What has 4 hooves and crap hair?
Oh, I know that one. I don't know that one.
I will get up and start moving towards the statues.
Alrighty.
Gathan, wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah, baby.
do we at least have a plan if we do need to run?
We run.
How are you all feeling if we do need to get into a fight? Are you feeling up to it, or do we need to immediately run?
Running sounds good. I can hide.
That's true. You're invisible every time we fight. It's like, oh, Saoirse, just over here. Oh, fuck, she's gone again.
Can't thank you enough, Athen. Really, I can't.
You are welcome.
Gift.
Ooh,
It sound. Oh, go ahead, Audie.
one thing I would like to point out is if there are any sort of, if I'm in the fray, as it were, is it better for you to perhaps focus on if there are any ranged people battering me in the back of the head with crossbow bolts? Or would it be easier if I close the distance towards them? I'm finding I'm struggling with ranged people that tend to do more damage than people I'm actually fighting. It's the damn annoying ones. It's super far away.
Well, you tend to be quite strong against arrows generally, aren't you, Audie? Perhaps we can move as a group with you, but we'll move slowly. Leave the ranged ones to us as best as possible. But as long as we're close together, we should be fine.
Okay. And if there are any issues, I'll call it out. Maybe I should get a duck call next time I'm in the city.
Does that make you feel more confident, Priscilla? I know we're not the most structured group in the world, but that's what we are.
Well, I do know a few spells that could help us get out a little faster if we need to. But one of them I can only cast on 3 other people.
Guess you'll have to pick your least favorite.
I've always liked you.
I'm okay. I'm pretty mobile by myself. So, ignore me. I have my ways.
He flies.
Do we want a safe word, perhaps? Something to... a sign of, like, now's the time to get out, let's go.
Banana hammock.
Run. Just run. Not even the word, just someone starts running.
So we should walk everywhere in combat, just in case someone accidentally runs and takes the trigger word.
Oh no, I mean, if you see someone running away, like full sprint, it will likely be me, but full sprint, yeah, you're probably a good indicator.
I think the issue there is that we won't actually see you running.
You raise a point.
You'll just be
that is
gone.
a point. Good point.
Let's come up with a safe word in the heat of the moment, and you'll know when it's right. Mine is banana hammock. Feel free to pick your own.
Okay then.
Just losing faith slowly, aren't you?
I'm just concerned about how long we might live, I think.
Okay, it's usually just temporary.
Probably not the most comforting phrases.
That is true. Should we look at these statues?
Let's do it.
I pretend to walk forward and then hold back so that everyone can go ahead of me because I have no idea what any of this shit is.
Okay. You all pick up the social cue of Audie wanting everyone to go ahead of him. What do you do?
Priscilla, you had an answer, I believe, for one of these that you thought was correct.
Oh, yeah, the one...
Money.
Well, I think that was one of them, but I think Torek figured that one out. The one that I had was fire.
So we put Athen in it?
Is the statue I'm standing in front of the one that relates to feed me versus...
Absolutely not.
Oh.
That statue is just a random statue of an angelic creature. The statues that you're looking for are actually embedded in the walls beside the door.
I see.
While I remember as well, I currently have a torch lit, Adam.
Okay.
Just
I've been
for
getting some
lighting
weirdness with torches in my other game. Let's see if it works for you.
stuff.
Vision.
Oh, actually, I have a light spell.
If we're also in darkness, Priscilla would definitely have her lamp lit.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna remember that I'm magic and throw the torch down to the side and just hide it against the wall and just cast a light spell on my shield.
Okay. And just regarding the lamp, what is the radius on it?
You never gave me one?
Does
It doesn't have, like, its own radius. It's...
I think it's similar to a torch, just flavored differently. But mechanically, I think they're the same. Unless it's a bolt lantern.
It'll be a lamp, yeah. It'll be based on a lamp, which is 15-foot radius and dim, bright light of 15 foot, dim for an additional 30.
Repeat that?
So bright light in a 15-foot radius, and then dim light for an additional 30.
Okay. I'll just add that to the description somewhere.
That's a big radius. Alrighty. So yes, Athen, as you head over, that one I believe was for the head and tail. That was for what was golden. No, sorry, that was the fire one, yeah.
So the one I'm in front of was the fire one.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Let's see how this goes then. And Athen will take the produce flame that's currently in his hand and hold that into the bowl in front.
As you hold it into the bowl, it does slowly begin to, the fire slowly begins to take within the bowl, and the fire passes over, and as it does so, the bowl begins to... It's very strange. What's your passive perception?
10.
Oh. Maybe you wouldn't notice.
I'm sure the rest of us are staring very intently at this.
Yeah. From where you are, none of you would notice anything change, but the fire does take within the bowl.
I think that one worked. Saoirse, Tark, do you guys want to try the other one?
She'll pull out a gold coin from the party funds, digging around and just goes, ha! Didn't lose that one to your mother. Before popping it into the hand of the statue.
Okay. Your passive perception's vastly better, so as you place the coin in, it just sits there in the bowl, but you hear like a pulsing noise, very faint, coming from it. If you were to take a step away, you probably wouldn't hear it, especially over the sound of the crackling lightning above. But as you do, all of you hear a coming from the door. Nothing moves, nothing changes, but you hear mechanisms, sounds metallic. But yeah.
Is anyone else's statue humming?
Uh,
Statue's humming. Weird.
is yours hum, Athen?
Oh,
Uh,
no.
Didn't notice, but I did hear some noises coming from the door now that we've done that. Audie, do you want to give it a try? See if it'll open?
Sure. I will hold shift to put my character there. I will try to turn it. It looks like a steering wheel. I'm just gonna, whatever a steering wheel is, I'm gonna turn it.
Yeah, it's like a valve type thing. Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
I am amazing at these. 21.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, all you have to say is that you're amazing, and you will be amazing. As you grab onto it, you very quickly remove your hands. You're not hurt, but there is definitely a source of power passing through this. You could turn it, you can turn it. It just might sting a little bit as you do so. You don't think it's going to end your life or anything, it's just... There's a bit of a shock there.
Can I... Don't know if this will work, but I will run over, pick up the torch that I dropped before, and then I shall come screaming all the way back. And I'm going to try and leverage the torch in there to sort of be a barrier between me and the spark.
Yeah, make an athletics check. It's going to be a bit awkward to turn. It's possible.
16.
Yeah, as you leverage the torch in there, you're able to... It's a slow turn, and it's a bit awkward as you do so. But you are able to turn the valve until it will turn no more. And you do hear the... And then there's a large click as you finish the rotation of the valve.
Just sort of nudge it, like try and force it open with the torch, I guess? Just like push the door open?
Does not push. Does not seem to push.
I will attempt to pull. Using the torch as the sort of like the leverage thing again. Like see if I can jam it in somewhere and just pull.
Okay, roll another athletics check. As you try to pull, you can see it moving, like you can tell that it's certainly a pull door and that it has been unlocked, but it's not to the degree where you're able to actually pull it. The door stays shut.
Should we use rope?
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Rope?
You saying rope, Saoirse?
Yeah. I don't know. You seem to not want to touch the door.
It gave me a weird vibe. We can try rope.
Okay.
I think I have rope. 50 feet of it. Sweet. I'll chuck some rope around it,
Okay.
and give one side to one end of the rope to someone else, and one end of the rope to me and some other people, and we're just going to tug a war against a door.
I was going to say, who's the someone else? Because that kind of matters.
Split up based on strength.
I feel... Okay, who has a higher than 10 strength? who has
looks like they
definition
have
of
muscle?
biceps?
I mean, definition and strength are two different things.
This is true, but when you're talking about pressure per square inch... Alright, I'm just gonna... You know what? I'm just gonna... Whoever would like to help me with this, and I throw the other end of the rope, well, pretty much towards Saoirse, the opposite end of where I am. Give it some leverage points.
She'll just awkwardly catch you go, I'm not sure I'm going to help with this. When I tried to open a door, I broke my toe.
Athen, could you invent like some sort of leverage system? Can we leverage it to make it easier to pull?
I'm not not very strong, but I can try.
Come on over.
I will
Uh,
go and I
Not
will
strong
attempt to
side.
help Saoirse.
I'll pull out. Actually, I'll use one of Audie's torch and try and find like a crevice in the ground or something that we can use as like a. Or does anyone have a stick or a piece of wood of some kind that we could perhaps use as a lever, just something to give us a bit of extra leverage?
I have a
There's-
wooden stake.
There is the torch that Audie was just using.
All
I
right,
pull
I'll-
out a crowbar.
When I say torch, I imagine he also exhausted, extinguished
Yeah.
the torch, given that he didn't need it.
Yes.
I also pull out a crowbar and offer that.
All right, I will use between the crowbar and the torch something that helps to just make some leverage using perhaps either a divot in the ground or a rock in the wall that looks like it's going to be able to hold the weight, so that their force is multiplied as they pull it open.
Okay. You'd probably just have to look to the walls to do that. But easily enough, you're able to find a crevice that you can do so, and get it in. I'm not going to ask you to roll for that. I think Athen would be able to do this without much difficulty. I do, however, if Audie is on one side and Saoirse and Priscilla is on the other, I need both Audie and Saoirse to roll athletics checks. Saoirse, yours will be with advantage. And I'll say that the little leverage system that Athen has conjured will decrease the DC slightly. Okay. As you begin to pull, utilizing the system that Athen has created, given the environment, it's a heavy door, but it is able to swing open. And once the door begins to swing open, momentum sort of takes it, and as you pull it, the door swings open, revealing a tunnel ahead.
Hey. I gather up my rope.
Easily done. I imagine, Priscilla, you pick up your crowbar.
Yes.
Everyone collects whatever they've used and bags it up.
Can I try and collect my coin?
Sure. You can try and collect it.
Everyone's already walking through the door. She'll just be like, well, it was party funds anyway. I don't want to lock us in there.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Sometimes I can be reasonable.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Rarely. But sometimes.
Heavy quotation marks.
Yes.
So as you begin to travel down the tunnel, it naturally goes further than what we can see in front of us here. But it winds and turns and slithers through as these sort of these metal framings still attached to the ceilings, connecting this lightning to something ahead as you follow it along. The sound is constant, but you've almost gotten used to the noise that just echoes throughout this cave and tunnel. But nevertheless, as you get maybe 10 minutes down this tunnel, you begin to hear a voice echoing off in the distance. It's hard to distinguish just as you walk and the noise, but you do hear voices. You do hear what sounds like a male humanoid voice.
Just slowly approach and try and be as stealthy as possible to see where the voice is coming from, who it is, or just discern stuff. Or actually, I'm going to say that to Saoirse and Torek first, if they can.
Sorry, so what are you saying to Saoirse and Torek?
Would you two like to go ahead and see if you can see, like, stealth up first to see if you would be able to discern where the voice is coming from or what it looks like? Just a general layout?
Sure.
Is it super far ahead of us?
It's difficult to determine. It's an echoing voice, likely echoing throughout an upcoming cavern, like a larger cavern. Like I say, you're just currently traveling through tunnels at the moment, so it's difficult to determine distance just because it's echoing. It's all muffled. You can't like make out any words. You just hear the sound of a voice.
Okay. Well, I will move slowly, let Saoirse and Torek, if he has a computer, go ahead and stay back.
Yep, I'll trail behind Saoirse as usual. Probably about only 15 feet.
Just a quick question, Tark. You know, is it turning black?
It's like all my monitors are like refreshing, and then Foundry crashes back to beginning and tries to reload from the start.
Does it like flash black though for a minute?
Briefly, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a memory, like a RAM issue. That's why I was asking last week whether you had like a load of tabs open. Because Chrome will do that, especially if you're using Chrome. I assume you're using Chrome.
Yeah.
Chrome is a memory hog, and it'll do that, especially with Foundry. Like Foundry is especially a memory hog. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, I'll see if I can find anything afterwards, because it might be. I can't imagine because I feel like it would affect everyone, but it might be like a specific module. But I'll see. I'll see what's going on with it.
Yeah, I've only got 3 tabs open. Foundry, my character sheet, and a Google tab trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay.
But I'll try and deal with it for now. I might not be able to do something if it's in the middle of trying to reload, and I'm stuck on loading up.
Oh, you know what might be a good shout? If you go to the cogs in the top right, and then go to where will it be? Configure settings, and then module settings, and then just do a Control F and type in potato, and then show dialogue, and change the potato to the crappiest potato, and see if that helps. But whilst you're doing that, you've rolled your stealth, so that's a 26 for Saoirse, 24 for Torek. Holy moly, good rolls. Is there anything you're wanting to do as you set off, in terms of approaching and sneaking ahead?
Not really. We'd just be keeping an eye out or ear out for that voice, as well as anyone else.
Okay.
Or anything else.
As you both begin to approach, you turn a corner, and as you do so, you notice a different light. Now, this blue lightning gives off this ever slight light, which flashes throughout the tunnels. But as you sort of curve this corner, you notice a yellow glow, and as you look ahead, you see that the path ahead forks out, one right, one left, and on either side are these large light bulbs. Something that you would have only ever seen in Ardennia, in terms of like almost like a street light, but these are just sort of attached to the cave wall, and you can see that there's cabling that connects to it. That's been sort of nailed up to the wall. up ahead, this fork in the tunnel has actually been separated by a large rock that you can actually see has a top. It's not like a large sort of stone pillar or anything like that. This up ahead is a cavern that opens up, and you can see on top of this cave up ahead. Holy shit!
The
Oh,
That
Oh,
is
no.
sick.
yeah, it interrupted. Of course, it interrupted.
Eh.
Oh my
completely
god!
stop the game there.
I think it's worth it. I'm just describing a stupid cave, so. Oh my god,
Holy shit.
that is amazing.
I like how you assume my friends had bones.
Listen, with
is-
as long as it took to draw 2 people, I was not gonna do 3 more, plus I had no idea what they looked like, so they're ghosts.
That is fine. That is exactly what they look like.
Oh my god,
It's amazing.
I need to put this on stream.
She's beginning to dust, you can see there.
Oh, I'll turn my stupid webcam off. Get away from me.
Shoulder is gone.
Yeah, now I understand why you were asking what shoulder was dusting away. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Is this why you asked me about the makeup?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I would imagine so.
I was thinking we were going to have a girly bonding moment. Okay.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, well.
Distracted me so much, I accidentally closed Foundry.
Oh no.
Sorry.
No, this is good. This is good. That's amazing.
I feel like
Good job.
Saoirse should have proficiency in athletics with those like super defined quads. That is some solid strength right there.
Well, you know, to be
She's
sneaky,
got baggy pants.
you've got to have leg control. Oh no, that's amazing. Good lord. Okay, right. I'm going to admire that afterwards as well. For now, let us get into the cave. Amazing. So yes, there's a huge cave ahead. With some light
Nothing
bulbs.
sounds as epic anymore.
No, nothing is as yeah. But you do hear the voice at this point as you approach. With the two of you, you both have pretty good passive perceptions. It is still just mumbling, but if you want to roll a perception check, you might be able to determine words or potentially sentences. Okay, Sasha, you're having difficulty just due to the echo and likely the distance now as you enter this larger cavern, or at least look upon this larger cavern. But Turk, you do hear something. You catch like a sentence, and it just says, "Well, if we connect this to here, this cable and this pipe will be able to provide me the sustenance that I require for such long periods." At which point, it sort of is then further drowned out by what sounds like warforged noises and noises of movement. As it continues, the voice continues. It's almost non-stop, but as I say, drowned out by localized sounds and echoes from other parts of the cave.
I'm still distracted by art. Torek, what did you hear?
Sorry, what?
I ruined everything.
No, it's perfect. It's fine. If there was ever to be a moment to be completely thrown out of the game, it was this. It's fine. You heard things, Torek.
Just somebody's rambling about something, and I unfortunately think those might be the sounds of more warforged moving around in there.
He's already started turning around and heading back in the opposite direction the moment he mentioned more Warforged. Okay. Did the sounds of that person sound like they could be Audie's friend or a posh, rich guy?
How the hell would I know?
Well, did it sound like a posh, rich guy or some guy who likes to tinker with things like Athen?
Possibly a guy who likes to tinker with things? That's kind of a vague...
Well, I mean, it somewhat narrows it down. It's less likely to be the posh, rich guy. From everyone else's description, he didn't talk much, and when he did talk, it was posh, rich people things. I don't interact with people much. Let's go back and tell the others.
I sure I'm trying to progress at least a little bit further, see if we can actually get a read on what the hell's going on. That's not a lot of information to go on.
Do I need to get closer to more Warforged? There's so many of them. I
mean,
like
we don't know how
Sheriff.
many there
I
are
stopped
yet.
liking Warforged so quickly. Alright. We'll move closer. If you insist.
Okay. You turn back around again, and you, as I say, there's a fork in the road up ahead. There's a right turn off and a left turn off. And I guess theoretically you could climb onto the platform ahead as well.
So she's going to try and climb the platform.
Okay. Roll an athletics check for me. Not bad. You climb up and you get a pretty good view. First of all, you see a Warforged up ahead to the left on the other side of the platform, down on the ground level. You also see two wooden bridges that have been very quickly and almost poorly put together. They don't look very secure, though you assume secure enough to walk on. As on the other side of one of the bridges, you see another stone platform with two Warforges that are seemingly cranking at something metallic, almost like a horseshoe coming out of the ground. They are pulling on something, and it's making a sort of every time they pull on it. And then looking beyond that, you see what looks like a large Warforged hung up. It is currently in the process of being worked on, and you see what looks like a individual in a wheelchair. You see two Warforged, and that would be the extent. You do see what looks like a small metal room, like there's metallic walls up ahead, and there's a door on that. But beyond that, you don't see what's in there. And yeah, you just see the man in the wheelchair sort of going backwards and forwards as he points out certain aspects, and the Warforged seemingly head to those aspects of the Warforged hung up and work on it. I will say this Warforged that is hung up seems to be larger than the usual sort of medium-sized Warforged.
So she'll slide back on down if Torek didn't follow her up. And
Nope,
so
Torque
there's a
stayed
lot-
below. You just kind of wait for confirmation.
So
Oh,
there's a lot more Warforged.
Sorry. You also see two pillars that are very similar to the ones that you saw outside. One to the north, on the right turn in the tunnel, and one to the west on the left turn of the tunnel. I'm going to move you over to the new map now. Some of you are going to be on the map. You'd probably be much further back than you are. Saoirse, you are indeed on top of there. It's just in your blind zone, but you would see it. It's just things on Foundry being weird. So there's a pillar right here, and then there's a pillar right here as well.
Okay. I'm assuming you can see those chandeliers and such as well.
Yeah, you can see everything. Everything that you can see now, you can see. You can also see 2 Warforged over here. Yeah.
The shadows are so confusing.
Yeah, they are. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I see what's going on. Let me do something real quick.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, that's basically what you see.
Okie dokie. Alright, in that case, she will slide back down as well as she can and head back for Torek.
Okay.
Explain what she just saw, which will basically just be they're working on a giant Warforged, and Mr. Rich Rolly Chairman is up ahead, as well as a bunch more tiny Warforged.
How much is a bunch?
Am I gonna quickly count how many I saw just then?
1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6.
I saw 6, but there might be more of them.
All right, that's pretty good idea what's going on. So now we can head back to the others if you so wish.
Okay. Yes, I would deeply, deeply love that.
All right, we'll make our way there.
All right. Yeah, you can easily get back to your allies.
Well, I got some good news, and I've got some bad news. And I've got some other good news and some more bad news.
Okay, go all bad and then all good.
News, they're working on a giant Warforged. Also bad news, there's a bunch more tiny Warforged up ahead, like we just fought.
Like tiny?
Good
Oh, I was
news.
thinking like 3 inches.
No, the normal ones. But the other one is so big, I'm just going to call them small from here on out.
Okay.
And that guy has
Now
not been finished yet, so that's part of the good news. The other good news is Albert is up ahead,
Oh,
dictating a whole bunch of orders.
he seemed nice.
He seemed like he was ordering Warforged around. And building a giant Warforged. So,
That doesn't seem nice.
don't know.
Well then. Suppose I think I'm gonna go
But
up and... Yes?
Are we talk before you go anywhere? Are we going to try and talk to Albert, or are we going to go and fight Albert?
I think I would prefer to go in talking, and then if shit goes south, then fight. But I think if you
Some of
guys sort of hide around a corner, if there is a corner or something, and I'll make myself
There's a big
aware.
pillar platform in the middle of the room that we could maybe hide up near.
Should I go left or right?
If you don't want to run into a Warforged, go loudly. Either way, you'll get to him. Loops around the giant cavern.
Okay, so I should go left.
If you wish it.
Is left the big boy?
Basically, he's at the other end on the other side of the platform. So you have to go around either side. You'll get to him.
Okay,
I'm worried,
I'm gonna go right.
about this project that he's working on. If he's building some big warforged and he does turn out to be evil and plans to use it on us, do we think we can stop it?
It's
You
not
said-
finished yet,
Okay, that's fine.
I think. They're still working on it. So I don't think it's in
Let's assume
operational
it will
order
be.
yet.
Well, I think I'm gonna go talk to him, see if Gombop is there.
I
And
didn't see. Did see a big metal room, but I didn't see a gumbop.
I'm gonna go
Sasha
talk.
and I can get back on the pillar and support you from there if things go south.
That'll be good.
Same. Anyone else
Uh,
going up?
Athen, Priscilla, what would you like to do? I think I'm just gonna walk in and make myself known and just be like, "Oh, hey, I'm here to help Gombop with some stuff."
I'll go the same way as you, Audie, but I'll hang back and let you go in. That way we're not far away if things do go wrong.
I think it would be best if we all stuck together. So,
Well, we will.
like, not splitting up, I mean.
Well, we'll all be in the same room together. And I figured on top of the pillar we'd be trying to stick as close as possible to where you were in case a fight broke out so we could just either jump down or kill a guy from above.
I just mean,
Yeah.
and I don't think anybody should go around the other way.
So no one goes right?
Sounds fair enough.
Yep. So I mean you're coming up with us or over with them?
I'll follow.
You'll follow who?
I'm confused as to which way the party's going.
We're going left.
So there's some of the party is climbing on top of the platform.
Oh.
Tor
Okay,
puts
I will
his-
follow
I'm up.
Athen and Ordidon.
Okay.
Tor puts
Alrighty.
his back to the wall and holds his hands out for Sasha to step on.
She will swiftly jump up onto that platform again.
Okay. Roll
And then
that
Tor will attempt to follow.
Okay. I'm assuming this is with advantage since I'm being helped up.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to get on top, and yeah, you find yourself on top. Torek, you go to climb up, but roll an athletics check as well.
Saoirse would lean down and help him up as well.
Alright, roll another athletics check with advantage. Well, yeah, just roll another one. With a 14, with the help of Saoirse, as she sort of reaches down and grabs your arm and hoists you up as you use your other arm to pull yourself up. You both get on top of the platform, which I will drag you over. If you could change your height to 11 feet, please. Otherwise, you might get some weirdness. And then the rest of the party is going left, I believe.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. You're just approaching. You're not trying to be stealthy or anything like that.
I'm not. Nah.
Okay. The two above, are you two trying to be stealthy?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, roll your
Yep.
stealth checks. Yes.
Was 100% yes.
Okay.
I would like to activate my flying.
Easily done. How does that lasts for 10 minutes, right?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. You begin to levitate, for lack of a better term. You come off the ground, and there's a lot of height in this place. The cavern, especially like in the center, probably reaches 100 feet high or so. This is a very large cavern. But by all means, as the two begin to climb up, the three of you take the left path and travel down. Do you still have your torch activated, by the way, both of you? Like your lamp and torch?
I've got light on my shield.
Yeah, and the lamp? Priscilla?
I would keep it on until someone told me to turn it off.
Cool, yeah. Just so I have your tokens set up properly, that's all. Which they are. So, as you make your move, Audie, you do see a Warforged around the corner. Given that neither of you are trying to be, or none of you, sorry, are trying to be stealthy on the ground floor, the Warforged, just as you turn the corner, steps up. It just holds a hand up, as if to say stop.
I will stop. Should I move one more so that it...
Sure.
I will stop
Cool.
and point a hand to like stop to Athen and Priscilla as well.
As you stop, the Warforged just looks at you, and you hear the voice echo throughout the cave. Visitors? Visitors, yes? Who are you?
My name is Ordodon, and I'm going to take like very slow, cautious steps forward. I am Ordodon. I'm going to try and make it loud enough so that people can hear, or at least where I think Albert might be around the corner. I'm a friend of Gombop's. I'm here to help him with some sort of creations.
He never invited you, but by all means, come through. Come beneath the bridge. Come to me, come to me.
Is this the Warforged speaking?
No, that's a voice echoing throughout the cave.
The creepy rich man.
Creepy rich man. Right. Well, I will start taking some steps up, and I'll just give a little hand gesture to Athen and Priscilla to be like, stay hidden. Actually, no, I won't. I'll just say, I'm just going to start walking forward. They can make up their own mind. I believe in them. I believe in you guys.
Not letting Audie get more than 20 feet away, 30 feet at most. Just stick behind him.
Mm-hmm. The Warforged would most likely clock you as you step out. It's staring right in that direction. Seems to just ignore the existence of Audie as Audie passes by. As Audie, you begin to approach up far ahead, you do indeed see the individuals, though maybe it's just around the corner. You see the large Warforged that is currently held up by 3 separate pillars and hooks, and the individual in a wheelchair right beside it. As this is happening,
he trains Pokemon for sure.
As this is happening, as Audie, Athen, and Priscilla begin to slowly approach, what are the 2 on the platform doing?
We'd be trying to stick with the party, so just kind of following them, but from above.
Okay.
But also remaining out of everyone's sight, or line of sight.
It is difficult to do so because obviously you're on a platform.
Yeah.
The closer you get to the ledge, the more likelihood they have of recognizing you or noticing you. There are a couple of large rocks up ahead that you could potentially use as cover if you wanted to do so.
That is
I was about to say,
exactly
I'd like
what we're
to-
going to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
actually
right.
stick to the right.
Okay.
Because that looks like the bigger platform. Or
Yeah.
to hide behind.
There's an incredibly large rock on the right-hand side. You could probably use the one on the left to hide behind. You would just be uncomfortably like sort of crouched down or even laying down behind it. The one on the right, you could probably stand behind, maybe slightly crouched, but for the most part, you'd be able to hide quite easily behind it.
So she'll take the one on the left. She's got amazing calves apparently, and thighs. So she's just crouched or laying. She's fine.
Cool. Audie, as you approach, you see the individual that perhaps you have seen glimpses of previously. An individual in this wheelchair that you now see, eyes blocked by these sort of reflective glasses that glance towards you. And as he sort of turns and approaches, he says, "Ah, yes, I've heard much about you, Ordidon, yes?"
Yes, that is me. Are you... Who are you, sorry?
Oh, you must know if you were about to say my name. So you must know, yes? You must have heard of me.
Sure. Why not?
Well, go on. Say my name.
Elbow. Elbart.
You will learn to
Albert.
give me respect, young boy.
Albert, this mother.
Do you
Albert.
see Gombop here?
No. And I mean, I assume I don't see him in my
No.
immediate vicinity.
No.
Okay,
Um,
I do not.
Then I would learn to show me respect, boy. Yes?
Yes.
He looks to the Warforged. He doesn't say anything, but he points and sort of gestures his fingers over to the large, hung-up Warforged, and they turn and approach. And they begin
What's
to
going on
work.
with the?
Go on.
What's going on with the big boy there? Is he done? That is magnificent.
Oh, thank you. Yes, my creation. With a bit of help of Gombop and a bit of help of Gart, I've been able to create something magnificent. Something life-changing.
What are you intending to do with this life-changing invention?
Does it truly matter?
Well, I mean, can you pilot it? Like, are you going to get in it, or is it more of like an automaton, like these sort of warforges here? I'm just a curious creationist.
I suppose you'll find out in a minute or two. Almost completed, you see.
I cast ire at the mountain.
Okay. Post it real quick.
Let me find it, 'cause I can never find my spells. There it is. Ooh, 30 feet. But I suppose, can I take a step up and then
Sure.
cast?
Mm-hmm.
Hiya!
Okay. As you cast, as you raise your hand, because it is verbal, somatic, and material. As you begin to raise your hand and verbalize, he raises his finger and says, "If you want Gombop to live, I wouldn't do that. You see, if anything happens here to me, to my creations, or anything here, Gombop will die, whether I make it out of here alive or not. See, my life isn't really that important, but Gombop's is, isn't it? So, by all means, go ahead, but know the consequences of your actions, young boy."
And how do I know that he's still alive? How do I know that
Because he's the
You're
only
not.
thing that's keeping me alive.
How so?
If I didn't have him, then you would be free to attack me in my vulnerable state, to kill me. But with Gombop, I can assure you that I would keep him alive until necessary. And if you were to kill me, destroy my creations, destroy this creation, you're as good as killing me. So by all means, go for it. But know that your
Can I-
beloved little Gombop will die as well.
Can I insight check him? Like,
Yeah, roll an insight.
says keeping Gumbop alive until necessary. Is he just stalling for time until this thing's alive and then kill him anyway?
As you look him over as he's saying this, you do not sense an ounce of lie. The man in front of you has conviction, and he believes what he's saying. He believes that keeping Gombop alive is the difference between you killing him. And he is also completely honest in terms of killing Gombop if you were to destroy anything in here or to hurt him.
So where is Gumbop? Is he around? Is he?
Oh, so you want me to tell you
Elsewhere?
where my only line of defense is? I tell you where he is, you save him, and then you can attack me in whatever manner you wish. Why would I tell you where Gombop is exactly?
Because
He's
if
in-
you really were a failsafe, I assume that you would have plans in place for that if you were attacked, there would be something that would just instantly happen to him. Otherwise, it would just be you would have to go there and then tell people to kill him.
Trust me. It wouldn't be me killing Gombop. But he would die. But nevertheless, even with that information, I wouldn't exactly tell you where he is, would I? That would be foolish. The man said you were talented. He didn't say you were a dimwit.
Well, he should have.
He did not. How's it going back there? The Warforged look but do not say anything. And he says, well, you know what to do. I've shown you, I've told you, Gombop has laid out the blueprints. And he turns back to you. So, are you going to do what you were going to do? Act before you, and he taps on his head. Think.
God, I really want to kill this motherfucker. Yeah. No, but I suppose I'll gesture Athen
Go
forward.
on. It would be quite interesting, wouldn't it?
Please kill him.
Just keep it down.
I suppose if we're not attacking, do you mind if I admire your creation?
At a distance, yes.
How's this? Is this too close?
That's close enough, I think.
Is this good? Okay.
And as you approach, you see what essentially looks like a Warforged. You don't see necessarily... Obviously, you were asking whether it's something that he would get into. You don't see any entrance per se, but you do see that it looks akin to a Warforged, just larger in its bulk. I can give you some sort of glance. Actually, no, I can't. To describe it, there's pipes that look like they would. That almost look like exhausts on the shoulder. The head of it looks like it has a singular sort of eye in the center of it. The arms of this creation have dials and tubes going from the dials up the arm. You don't know whether they are to determine certain levels of the machine, the Warforged. It looks very different to the ones that you have in front of you, the ones that have attacked you previously. This looks more... It looks... naturally, the other ones looked a bit rough in their creation. This one looks a little bit more... not perfected, but certainly someone who's worked on the craft. But there's certain aspects of it, like the dials, like the exhausts, that aren't normal to Warforged, again, at least the ones that you've seen. So yeah.
Is there a I may have skipped this, but is there like an obvious arcanium crystal within it, or just visible?
No, not that you can see, but you would know that this is usually, well, I say usually, you've uncovered other crystals in the Warforge. You know that these crystals are usually embedded in the chest, which the chest is not open. They are literally, at the moment, they're working on those pipes from the valves and dials to where the exhaust is of the arm. They're literally putting the finished touches on it. So there's no, like, visibility within the chest.
Okay. Then I'll take a step over here, and I suppose just rest up against the thingamajiggy.
Yeah, there's like
arms folded.
There's a bunch of like shelves with boxes on. As you lean against it, you're probably heavier than the items in the boxes, so like the shelf sort of wavers a little bit. But there's certainly, as it does so, there's definitely a sound of small metallic pieces, maybe it's like screws and nuts, as you lean against it. What are the rest of you doing?
Currently watching from a distance.
Okay.
Watching Audie kind of for a signal of what to do. Now that he's sort of leaning back and seeming to pause for a moment, I'll just kind of look at him and point at Albert and see what is like a shake of the head or a nod of the head or...
I'll just sort of, with my arms folded, I'll just sort of raise. How do I cross my arms, man? I'll just raise the hand that's like visible towards Athen. I am sick. Raise the hand that's towards Athen as sort of just like hold for now, just like a weird, uncertain facial feature. Could also just be gas. Who knows?
As you do this, the head of Albert spins towards you, Ori, and he just says, "Well, rude of you. You've not introduced your companions here."
Ah, yes. How silly of me. This is Dexter Winchester, as I gesture at Athen. And behind him is Penelope Braveheart.
A dimwit and a liar. Good to know. He looks
How did you
to
know he was lying, sir?
I'm sorry. It was somewhat obvious.
Just double checking. My name's Athen. I have to ask, Mr. Hindendal, what's the purpose of your creation? I know you said we'll get a demonstration, but from an academic point of view, it obviously piques my interest to know what the reason behind its creation would be.
Oh, you're a fan, are you? Well, I can see that I've inspired you through life to create your own little creation. It's cute. I respect it, but nothing that will ever reach the pinnacle of what I have created. But again, I respect it. As for telling you, again, why would I? This is not a novel where the big villain tells you their story and what they are going to do, and tell you that indeed my plan is to destroy the world, because that of course is not my plan. But also, why would I tell you my plan?
Oh, I do find it interesting that you would characterize yourself as a villain in this case. I take it you intend harm with this creation, then?
No, not harm. But I will kill you if it comes to it. What I seek is more important than you, and I. He looks over his shoulder. And little old Gombop.
In what way? I know you don't wish to tell us your plan, but I mean, clue us in a little bit here. I mean, we are, after all, coming to see you where you're going to be your first audience of its demonstration. Surely you can give us a little hint about what we're about to see?
I've never really liked fans. Too obsessive. He just stares you dead in the eye, Athen. You see a distant reflection of yourself in his glasses.
Very well then, keep your secret.
So what? Are we escorting you out once this thing is done, or what would you have of us? Because if you wish us to just fuck off, we can do that now.
Oh no, I want you to stay and watch. Don't you want to stay and watch?
Well, if Gombop is not here, I just came to see my old friend. I have no intention in whatever this is.
I'm slightly hurt. Albert
Looks
looks
like
over his
half
shoulder.
of you is hurt.
What did I say about respect, boy? I can also
You'll get it
torture
when it is
Gombop.
earned.
I can also take a finger off. Perhaps a toe or two. Take an eye and send it to you. You think you're better than I?
To be fair, I think I'm better than everyone. I have no reason to think it, but it just happens to be an innate ability.
See,
Should probably see someone about that.
this, and he looks over his shoulder back to Athen. This is what I seek. For all of the people who have ever disrespected me only because I sit rather than stand. You stand there, yes, young boy. But you are lower than I because of the way that you speak to people. Anyways, it is done. Let me provide entertainment. And Albert turns and...
I don't want to say this.
Adam?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, well, this guy was giving a lovely speech. Would it be possible for Saoirse to telepathically link up with Priscilla for a hot second?
Sure, yeah. What do you want to say?
Cut the rope thing. There's like a wire underneath her leg. I'm just going to be like, cut it, please.
Priscilla kind of panics for a moment because she's not used to people speaking in her head.
Hi.
It's me.
What do you do, Priscilla?
I attempt to think back to Saoirse. Is that a good idea? I don't know if it works two-way, but...
I think we've made it work two-way before, so...
No,
Adam?
only when other people have been able to telepathically speak.
Oh, yeah, that's it. There you go.
So yeah, I don't think it works two ways. So you think it, but you don't get a response, Priscilla.
I'm just watching Priscilla panic.
At which point, Albert is going around the back, as do the Warforged. And they get on either side of him.
I did want to say for myself that I would have cast Mage Hand at one point, which for me does not need any components, verbal or somatic. So, so I just have that out if I need it.
Okay. And the Warforged pick Albert out of his wheelchair, and seemingly place him into the back of this Warforged. Standing up into the back. And there's a couple of moments as they're fixing something on the back.
Adam?
Yeah.
Hate to interrupt again. While they're behind there, if Priscilla doesn't move, Saoirse would probably try and cast Unseen Servant behind her instead.
Okay.
Okay. And then have it cut the rope.
Okay. Post Unseen Servant, because I don't think it has a sword or a knife
No,
or a dagger.
no. Or pull it. Basically, she's just trying to mess with this power source.
Okay.
Yeah. I think here it is. Yeah, it can't attack. I was just hoping you could, it does, it has a strength of 2, so I don't know how well it's going to do.
Yeah, it does have a strength of 2. Could you post it into the foundry, please?
Yeah. Let me just... Where? Come on. There it is.
You can't see it, but you can see the effects of what it does. Meaning, you can see that it grabs the cable.
So I was thinking it would try and get down here, and then just pull the cable.
Tries to pull, and you see it lift. You see it lift. You see the cable lift. But the pull mustn't be strong enough, as nothing is happening.
Torek will just see Saoirse growl under her breath, God damn it. Okay, fine. They're fighting a giant Warforged.
I'll look back at Athen and Priscilla. and just give them the gesture to like back up. It looks like we're on. Oh, that's cool. I mean, I'm fucking terrified, but it looks cool.
And as they finish closing the door on the back of the Warforged, the arms begin to move, and the Warforged unhook the... I guess I can call him Albert now. Unhook Albert from its position as the arm comes loose, the other arm comes loose, and then the back comes loose. And though it takes a moment, there's a bit of balancing. Albert does hold himself up and stands before you all. Taller than even you, Audie. There we go. What do you all think?
Give him a slow clap.
He's going to step forward.
That is impressive.
Thank you, thank you. I did indeed create it myself with the help of your friend, of course.
A solid partnership.
Thank you. Now let me check something. And he pulls off the back what looks like a large barreled, like a long barreled rifle. And is going to turn it to you, Audie. And I would like everyone to roll initiative.
He just gonna shoot you point blank in the face.
I really
Let
don't
me
like
check
this
something.
guy.
Ah, yes. Your head is gone.
I'm not
I
really
was about to
sure.
say.
What was that, sorry?
I was about to say my rolls are turning into shit, but then I saw Athens.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why I
Yep.
have a bunch of pluses on my initiative, but
How many plus? Oh my god, what's going on there? +2, +1, +1, plus 0.15. I think the 0.15 is because you have a 15 dex, I assume?
yes, but there's an extra +1 there, and I'm not sure where it's coming from.
You don't get any bonuses to initiative rolls or anything?
One of my items is giving me a bonus, a 1 bonus to initiative. So, there's a +2 and a +1, but there's an extra +1. I'm not sure where it's coming from.
Okay. I'll just alter your initiative to a 6.15. Not that it changes much. I think you'll go behind Torque instead. Okay. So with that said, as Albert raises the barrel of the gun, the Warforged aren't going to do anything. Saoirse, you do get an opportunity to react if you so wish to do so.
Yeah, she's gonna do that. She's gonna pull the bow and try and shoot his hand,
All right.
or at least the gun out of his hand.
I was going to say, are you flavoring this, or are you genuinely wanting to shoot the gun out of his hand?
Nope, she's generally going to actually aim to try and get the gun out of his hand.
Okay, roll your attack.
Torque also has his bow out, but he can't really see a whole lot. But he sees Saoirse do this and like, oh shit.
It would be with advantage, I apologize.
Yep. That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
A 19, as the arrow strikes against the hand of the Warforged, it has no effect.
She'll just turn to it. We're fucked. We're so fucked. And then duck back down.
And with that said, that would be over to Ori. You also get a chance to react before the gun goes off.
I'm going to... ...40 feet dash over. I'm going to jam the undesirable guardian into the ground as best I can. It's rock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the dodge action.
Okay.
Where the hell is the thing I'm looking for? No, not sending. Hi, guys. Oh my god, spiritual weapon. I cannot D&D tonight. Spiritual weapon, just... Right, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just going to give him a boop.
Oh, you're attacking him. Okay. Roll your attack.
Hiya.
Nice.
Nice.
Quite the bop.
Roll your damage. 13 points of damage. As the spiritual weapon slams down, the form is still a little bit off balance. It's the first time he's walking, so he sort of falls back slightly. And he's able to catch himself before actually falling over. But his eye sort of, his head turns and looks to you, and he just says, "Oh no. Oh dear." That's all.
That's it.
Alrighty. The Warforged are not going to do anything. Tark.
Torque is just going to inch a little bit closer. Not wanting to pop out just yet, but he's going to watch those two assassins on the ledge and hold an action to attack them if they start moving.
Okay, you got your longbow out, I assume, yeah?
Yep.
Alrighty. Priscilla?
I'm gonna move to about here. This thing that Ordodon is standing next to, can I tell what it is?
It looks like just a building of sorts. It looks sort of bundled together through scrap metal and whatnot, but there is a functional door on the front as well, which is where Audie is standing next to. Set of double doors. What I will say as well is beneath those doors you can see that there is certainly a light coming from within. There's a light sort of creeping underneath the door.
There's no sort of like crack in the door or anything?
No.
Or anywhere in the building?
Not that you can just see at a glance.
Okay. I'm gonna move to here. And if he makes any sort of hostile action, I will hit him with Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Begin to conjure the energy in your hand, just holding it in place before you throw it out, so to speak. It is Albert Hindle turn. Before Athen. He did roll terribly as well. Given the size of him, I'm not surprised. Okay. He's going to place the rifle on his back and just say, "I was just testing out the scope. Seems you have all jumped the gun." And is going to run towards this direction. Is running almost head first towards Audie. Now, I will leave it up to Priscilla whether you would take that as an aggressive action. He's almost entirely charging Audie with little appearance of stopping, it seems.
Oh. Moment of panic. Yep, she'd hit him.
Okay. Release your Eldritch Blast. Or 2 Eldritch Blasts, I should say. 14, it just deflects off the armor as he runs towards. And an 11
lovely.
misses as it shoots off into the distance, almost hitting one of the other Warforged. Elbert is going to get up to Ori. And as he slams into Ori, he's going to attempt to attack Ori with a blade that is attached to the arm. Which is good, because that was a natural 20. Let's try that again. Ooh, that is a 29 to hit.
That'll hit.
That is, you get an extra 2d10 points of damage from the charge as well. You take 39 points of damage as Elbert just slams into you.
I assume bludgeoning or something?
This is... Let me double check that, because there's different types of damage going on here. There is... Okay, this is not going to be easy to work out. I need to stop doing this to myself.
As long as there's no fire-piercing poison.
Okay, it's slashing and force.
Okay, sweet. All good. I am redlining.
And yeah, even the charge is slashing as well. As he slams into you and is closer to you now, he just says, "Remember Gombop? Remember what I said? Don't be foolish. But I'll be seeing you." And he's going to use the rest of his 20 feet of movement to push open the doors and begin heading to what looks like that pretty much, well, all of you can pretty much see it, is another large metallic circular door, like a vault door. He seems to be heading in that direction. And that is going to be Albert's turn. Over to Athen. Oh, actually, one last thing. As his final command, as he enters, he just says, "Kill them!"
Can I take a attack of opportunity?
You can, if you wish to do so.
Hey, yeah, can I cast Fjord's Anvil as the attack of opportunity? Because I've got Warcaster?
What is Fjord's
Oh,
Anvil?
no,
Like, is it
because
an
it
action,
says...
or?
Yeah, it's an action, and then it says you brandish the weapon used in the spell's casting and make a melee attack with it against one creature within 5 feet of you.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to.
Cool. Then I'll just do a normal Chaos Breaker hit. Jesus.
Damn.
You'd be sad to know as well that this guy currently has adamantine plating. So these criticals are unfortunately not doing what you would expect.
Yeah, it's fine.
But still dealing a decent amount of damage.
Yep, so that's 12. 12
Cool.
plus 2?
Yeah. Plus your thunder. Now let me just double check that. Okay.
Yeah, the 12 from slashing and then the 2 from thunder.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Cool. Yeah. So as you slam into the form of Elbert as he steps away, once again he's just heading towards the vault door. He just turns and looks over his shoulder towards you, or he doesn't do anything. But that does bring us to Athen.
All right, Athen is going to shout out to Audie. Audie, are we fighting or is it banana hammock time?
Banana hammock.
Okay, in that case, and Athen's going to start running, I think. Listen to that. Let's start off by first casting Web on the 2 Warforged soldiers that are behind where the I guess he started off the big dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's the range on, like the radius?
20-foot cube.
20-foot cube. I knew it was going to be a cube when I picked the circle. 20-foot cube. Other way. Okay, that's about it. Any particular desire on where? Is that all right, or you want it elsewhere?
That is perfect.
Okay. So it sort of spreads across the remaining sort of pillars that the Warforged was, the Warforged suit, shall we call it, was hooked into, onto the wall of this metallic room that Albert has just entered, and across some of the tools and light, sort of shading the light slightly as these Warforged get trapped in the middle of it. Do they need to make a save immediately, or is it just?
Yes,
It's a
immediate
dex
dex
save,
saving
isn't
throw.
Yeah. So the one on the right rolls a 19.
That succeeds.
The one on the left rolls a 10.
Cool. So the one on the left is restrained.
Cool. Yeah, the web attaches to the Warforged onto its arms, onto its legs. It's having difficulty moving. The one on the left still having a little bit of difficulty moving, but is not sort of constrained by it.
Okay, I'm going to start running.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll leave my Steel Defender here to help escort out the others.
Okay.
That'll be Athen's turn.
Alrighty. It is over to the Warforged, who have now received their command. 30 feet. This one is going to dash. Yeah, it's going to run up to Ori. This one will also dash. Yeah, it's going to block you off. Remind me, can they use an action to break the web? Or
Yes, they can use an action strength check against my spell save DC.
Okay. That'll be a 21. I assume it takes their action, though, to do so.
Yes, it does.
Alrighty, so the one on the left is able to break free from the web. Is difficult terrain?
Don't believe so.
No? That seems silly to me, but okay.
Sorry, they are difficult terrain. You are correct.
It is, yeah. Okay, so 10. Okay, they can't get very far. As they begin to approach, they've used their action, so that's as much as they can do as they do approach. And then this last one, also limited on distance that they can move. We'll use their action to dash and get to here. Saoirse, over to you. You hear the banana hammock phrase muttered. You see Athen begin to run away. What do you wish to do?
It's gonna pop up, Eldritch Blast these two guys up here,
Okay.
and then start running.
Alright, roll your attack.
Weirdly enough, having never had to run away before. Like this, at least.
So both hit for 10 points of damage. The one on the left?
Both. One to each.
One to each. Yeah, as you unleash the energy onto the left one, onto the right one, they are knocked off doing whatever they were doing as they sort of pull at these levers, and they look up towards you, having sort of appeared above the rock and shut your spells off.
Gonna wave, and then run.
Alrighty.
Taking a bonus action to dash.
Okay.
Gonna take the... can't see... Hold on. Let me zoom in. That might help. Help me be able to see numbers.
It's my fault for creating incredibly large maps. I apologize.
No, I need to get like a better setup because it's on my TV at the moment because it's the only like monitor in the house at the moment. After moving, so 30, and then my bonus action to dash, which I'm gonna assume she just slides down a rock. Like,
yeah, you can just sort of dismount easily enough off the edge. No harm done.
Cool. And she is already out of there, so good luck, everyone.
Alrighty, so Saoirse takes off. If you want to change your height to 0.
Yeah.
And with that said, Audie, it is over to you.
Is Priscilla still floating? Flying?
She's be floating like an inch off the ground. So yes.
Okay. Oh my god, what would Audie do? Fucking hate asking myself that question. Alright. It's going to move 25, 35 to get to there, as he's running past Saoirse.
Okay. Priscilla?
Yes, my god. As he's running past Priscilla. I hope you can get out. I'm gonna 5 feet just to here. Can I hold a... Actually, no, that is beyond stupid.
I just want to say that you were attacked on your way from leaving the range of that Warforged.
Yep, that's cool.
That's a 23 to hit for 8 points of slashing.
That'll hit. Awesome. Sweet. Damage. Radio. What's this? Haha! Fool! Bonus action, spiritual weapon on this guy.
Alrighty, roll your attack.
As he smacks you in the back, you smack him in the back.
Well, a 10 ain't it. As the spiritual weapon slams down, the Warforged is able to sidestep.
Coolio. And then I will... Yeah, I'm not looking great, so I'm just gonna take a dodge action again. I'm gonna wait for Priscilla to move before I start yeeting out.
Alrighty.
That's me.
You begin to dodge.
Yes.
Alrighty. These guys. Oof. So close yet so far. Okay, gonna use a bonus action to dash. Because they can do that. And just get
The moment they move, I'm going to release my held action.
Yeah. Go for it.
Am I hidden enough to get advantage?
You are not.
I didn't think so, but...
I respect the attempt, though. The first is released and it flies over. The second is released and it slams off the form of the Warforged, but just bounces off them and lands on the floor.
Damn it.
At which point they are going to grab a dagger and throw it towards you, Torek. Which they're going to miss with a 12, as the arrow just flies wayward. Now the question is, can this guy... I don't think this guy can get to you either. That's somewhat frustrating. Could get to Priscilla, can't get to Audie. Okay, it's going to be a dash, bonus action dash to Priscilla, as they pull their rapier and go to lunge into you with it. That is a 15 to hit Priscilla.
That hits.
That's 7 points of piercing as the rapier stings your your stomach as it pierces your flesh.
He's knocked back 10 feet.
Knocked back 10 feet. Good to know.
Yep.
As the blade pierces you, almost instinctually, this just sort of gust of wind releases from you and your area, sort of lifting you up another inch or two as it does so, and the Warforged just flung back, sliding across on his feet. With that said, Torek, it is your turn now.
Okay. Gonna shoot this one with my 2 attacks.
Alrighty.
Hopefully that's a little bit better.
20 hits, yeah. And a 21 hits. Yeah, 2 arrows loose, striking it in its form. The arrows sort of embed into the metallic form of the Warforged. Obviously no blood or anything, but there's like small sparks that erupt from the damage.
And I'm gonna move to the edge here.
Yeah? Is that your turn?
Don't think I got anything for bonus action just yet. So.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. Priscilla, over to you.
I'm gonna run over here next to the Steel Defender. Oh, good. Ornodon's within range. Wait, where'd he go?
Can you not see him?
Everything disappeared. It vanished. It was visible and then it wasn't. There we go. And I'm gonna cast Fly on the Steel Defender, myself, and Ornodon, because we're the only people in range.
Alrighty. So the Steel Defender just lifts off the ground slightly as its paws try to grip for ground. And Audie, you also feel the effect of Fly, which you are not, you are accustomed to.
I didn't mean to do that, but it happened. I can cover our escape if everybody can get out really quickly. And with my new flying speed, I can move further if I would like, right?
Yes. How much movement have you used?
25, I think, or 30.
30, I think.
30-ish.
Yeah. So you'd have another 30 feet left.
Okay. I am going to go over the bridge, and I'm going to be here, but floating... Can I be 15 feet up?
Sure, yeah. Easily done.
Great. And that's it.
Alrighty. You hear the sound of Elbert likely turning the valve. And you hear the sound of the metallic door sliding open and closing behind them. That's basically going to be his turn in action to do all that. Athen, you have Warforged that sort of blocked, like basically just jumped in front of you as you were running away. It's sort of arms raised, blade attached to it as it's sort of looking to plunge it into you. What do you wish to do?
I'm going to try and dodge the arm coming towards me and grab onto it with my gauntlet, charge it for a second, and shocking grasp into it.
Oh, nice, yeah. Roll your attack.
Now it says it has advantage if the target is wearing armor made of metal. If the target itself is made of metal, yeah, cool, great.
Yeah. I'll say you've definitely got advantage.
Just a little bit of metal.
Yeah, and a 27 definitely hits. 7 points of damage as the blade comes towards you. You sort of grab it, redirecting the attack, and just let loose the current from the gauntlet into the Warforged, and it sort of stands there stunned for a moment as it shakes. You are free to move out of its range without attack of opportunity.
Okay, I have a Steel Defender come over next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I?
It's like swimming through the air as
yeah. It's like its head is kind of down, like towards the ground. Its legs sort of kicking. It's like doggy paddling through the air. As it gets close to me, I'm going to try to pull back on the bottom legs to bring it sort of horizontal with the ground again. Can I semi leap on top of it and have it carry me?
What size is the steel defender? Just out of curiosity.
Medium.
Okay. Roll an athletics check for the steel defender. It's going to be able to carry you. It's just depending. It's going to determine how much difficulty it's going to have, more so than anything.
So +2.
Strong dog.
17. Actually, I think it's athletics is +4. By the way, according to the character sheet, it's a +4 on Foundry. I don't know if that's actually true.
Oh, maybe it's a +2 on top of its base strength of 2. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So great.
So yeah, you you are able to climb on top of your steel defender and ride your steel defender.
Yay! I'll use it then with its total 60 feet of movement. It's got 30 more to keep going.
Alrighty.
That'll be my turn.
Alrighty. Yeah, you float over the platform. Just to clarify, Shot and Grasp is just attack of opportunities in general, not specifically against you, right? It's just it can't take attack of opportunity.
I think it loses
just-
reaction.
Yeah, it loses its reaction.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, cool. So yeah, you ride your steel defender into the night. With that said, we are back to the beginning, though some of them are going to have difficulty catching up with the majority of you. Sure. It's going to use its action to dash and get here. But that's going to be it. This one, having lost Athen, will... Oh no, I was going to say will step into Priscilla, but Priscilla is 15 foot up in the air.
Come get me now!
And it would throw its blade at you, but it can't because it's attached to its arm.
Huzzah!
So unfortunately for Audi, they are going to come up now. Audi is in a pocket of darkness right now. Although Priscilla does have a lamp on.
I do.
So yeah, never mind.
Is this shield still light?
Yeah, I've still got light on my shield.
It's not like concentration or anything.
Oh yeah. So this will be an attack. It will be with disadvantage because you're dodging. Which that only rolled 1 dice. Good. Which is going to be a miss anyways because it rolled an 11. So the first attack comes towards you, Audi, and you just slam it away with the shield. The next Warforged, who is also quite far away, just out of range to get to you. That's unfortunate. We'll use action to dash as they begin to surround Audi. And then this last one of the Warforged is able to get to Audi and attack again with disadvantage. I think this is going to be another miss with a 12. The second roll was a natural 20, but it doesn't matter. As the arm blade comes in towards you once again, as you slam one attack away with the shield, you quickly turn, sort of crouching down slightly, lift the shield up above your head and slam the next attack away. And that is going to be the Warforged. Though they've surrounded you and almost cornered you, you now do have the ability to fly out of this danger if you so wish to do so. And with that said, it is over to Saoirse.
Saoirse seeing, Athen riding his steel defender across it is just gonna stare, blink a few times, and turn and run in the opposite direction because it appears everyone's catching up. So she's just gonna keep running.
Alrighty.
And take her bonus action to run some more, so she is off the map.
Yeah, Saoirse could technically run, action dash, bonus action dash. So
Yep.
you've currently got a movement speed of 90 feet, I believe.
And
Yeah,
be
okay.
fucking gone.
Yeah.
Yep, she is. She is gone. She is off the map. Goodbye, everyone.
Saoirse begins to run. With that said, Audi, it is over to you as you find yourself cornered and surrounded. What do you wish to do?
As these hits are sort of coming into me, and they're seeming to just pummel the shield, I'm going to leap into the air and bring up some rocks with me. I'm going to disengage. I'm
Okay.
going to yeet myself 60 feet this way. But it won't let me because I
Yeah, you'll need
run
to...
into a wall.
Yeah, you need... don't do that, don't do that, don't do that.
Yep, I'm coming back.
Just... We need to learn these lessons, so just change your height to, like, over 10 feet, so, like, 15 feet will do.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to fly over the platform. There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you use your action to disengage, you sort of turn and use the shield almost to like preempt any attack, and you just batter them away, batter the Warforged across the face, and disrupt them from being able to attack you. And as you do, you sort of leap up over the platform, to some degree looking back as you look upon the Warforged, and then as you turn and head towards the exit, you find yourself in a more comfortable position.
That, yeah, I can't see a spiritual weapon, so... yeah, that's me.
Alrighty. There are still Warforges to go. God damn it, Torek. Oh wait, these have 40 feet movement.
Son of a bitch.
No, they don't. They're wrong.
I apologize. I could have got to you last time, I think. Okay, so the Warforged is going to this time get their rapier out and plunge it into you as you begin your run away.
Yeah. No need to apologize, really. It's fine.
It's going to be another miss with a 10 as they lunge forward. You're able to quickly turn and just deflect the attack. Probably using your bows as a way to sort of batter it away, but it does miss. Okay, so they have 40 feet. Good to know. This guy's going to run the entire 40 feet, but will look to Priscilla and just throw a dagger at Priscilla. These are rolled terribly. That's an 11 to hit as the dagger just gets flung up into the darkness of the cavern, missing their target completely.
Miss, just for fun. Knock back 10 feet. Get away from me.
Fuck off.
I want to shove him into that other Warforged.
Okay, they
Like all of them grouped up.
yeah, it's like a game of bowling.
Well, the southernmost one in that little group, but yes.
Yeah, as it's slammed back, it is going to sort of slam into the wall, into the Warforged, which is sort of knocked off balance. Able to keep their footing, but they do slam into the wall and fall back slightly. It's not like they can do much now anyways, but with that said... Oh, nearly skipped Tarek. Tarek, it is your turn.
Going to swap from the bow to Piazza Tail. And try and smack this guy a couple times.
Alrighty. Yeah, that'll be a hit. I always ask why is that doing multiple damage? So that's 17 and 17. Yeah, 2 attacks. You whip towards the Warforged. The first one just whipping across the body of the Warforged, taking a sheet of metal away from it. The second one wraps around the neck, and you pull it down slightly, and it sort of lunges forward, but comes off balance. Are you wanting to move as well?
Yeah, I'm going to start moving.
Okay.
So,
it is going to get an attack of opportunity against you.
Yep, I'm going to see what it rolls first.
That is a 27 to hit.
Yeah, it's just a little bit.
That is 12 points of piercing as the rapier, as you turn, it's able to just lunge towards you and just stab you in your back slightly as you feel the warmth of the blood sort of pour down your back. You are free to move away though now.
I'm going to try and knock most of the thrust away with parry. So the damage is reduced by 5.
Okay. So that's from a 12 to a 9? No, that's not it.
7.
7. Reverse math.
And then I will hop on down. I still move 25?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Alright, yeah. And you can just adjust your
Torx.
token height, but doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, Torx is wondering, like, why the fuck is everyone flying?
When did this happen? Speaking of flying, Priscilla.
Okay, I'm going to move maximum range to here. Maybe. It says I'm going to collide with a wall if I try and move there.
You shouldn't, because you're 15 feet up. I don't know why it's doing that.
I don't know. It doesn't like me flying.
No.
Just... Actually, here. I'm still 60 feet, but...
Yeah, no problem.
And I'm going to hold my action until Athen is out past me.
Okay. What is your action?
I'm going to pull the bottle hanging off my belt.
Okay. Good to know. Albert is doing things, that's fine. Athen.
He's
Okay,
doing things. We don't need to worry about it.
Athen is going to target the Warforged that was attacking Torek just before and cast Grease. So he's going to
Okay.
pull out like a little ball from his pocket, just as he's riding on the Steel Defender, sort of clumped over it like you would like someone who's being hung on the back of a horse, like stomach down, and just like drive by, chuck the ball at him, and a big splattering of black oil is going to spread on the ground underneath him, 10-foot cube, and hopefully trip him up.
Deck save?
Deck save.
They are dexterous, but also I've been rolling terribly. That is a 10.
That'll fail. He is knocked prone, and that is now difficult terrain for him.
Knocked prone as the Warforged just slips, lands on its back on the stone ground. Yeah.
And then Athen will continue his magical journey past Priscilla and towards Audie.
Alrighty. Whee!
I gotta measure out 60 feet.
20 feet left.
And that's his turn.
Alrighty. Are you wanting to do anything then, Priscilla?
Yes, I'm gonna shout. Just keep heading in the same direction. Stick to the walls if you have to. And I'm gonna uncork the bottle. And immediately around me, 60 feet of smoke.
Yeah.
As I uncork my...
A radius
Yes.
of 60 feet, which is a lot of feet.
Yes.
Okay. Easily done. As you uncork, the area is completely enveloped in this darkened smoke.
And just as a note, Priscilla would have made a note to make sure that she was facing the direction of the exit before she uncorked the bottle.
Easily done. Although you can't see much, you'd probably still be able to see like the light bulbs to a certain degree, just for a point of like an anchor point, I suppose. It wouldn't help you see, but you'd be able to see the very distant light.
It tells me where a wall is.
Yeah, exactly. So both Audie and Priscilla, you'd be able to find your exit pretty safely. And I think at that point, given everyone is out of range, so to speak, and able to get in a place of safety through the smoke and whatnot, using that to retreat, you're all able to, one, make it out of the smoke, though being a little bit careful as you pass through the tunnel. And as you get on the other side, continue your journey. And I assume are you heading to just the next cave, or you're heading out of the cave completely?
Well, Saoirse would have stopped at the big door we passed through and was just waiting for everyone, because she's going to take her coin on the way out to see if it locks the door.
Okay.
I would have said out of the cave.
Okay,
Yep.
so
Yeah,
Saoirse,
ditto.
Saoirse, you're waiting at the doorway, and as everyone else passes by, you're able to pluck your coin. You pluck your coin, the door does not close.
Can I try and push the door closed?
You push the door closed. Are you pushing it with your hands?
I wish to say no, because I remember that Audie said it had bad vibes.
Okay, so how are you pushing it?
With probably doing the exact same thing Audie was doing, honestly, since it worked so well for him, and
Okay.
grabbing one of her torches out and just poking at it.
Okay, roll an athletics check for me.
I'm on the way past. I'd probably help as well.
Okay, roll again. Okay. You begin to push it, and it does push, and you do get it shut. But the fire to your left is still ignited and alight.
She'll grab the flask of endless water and throw it on the fire, and start running.
You extinguish the fire, and you hear.
Yep. At that point, she just keeps running for the exit of the cave entirely.
All right. As the rest of you, obviously following or ahead of Saoirse, you're able to get out in front of the cave with the door closed behind you, and with a breath of safety, it seems, as you get back outside.
But I'm not going to stop running once we hit outside, because we left that guy out here, and also a bunch of Warforged in the forest.
Okay, good to know, because there is, as you come out, there are 4 Warforged that are just stood at the campfire, looking at you. What do you do?
Who's going out first? Who
I'll
would
go
have
out
been
first.
lead? Alright,
Just gonna
well
give him a nod and just usher everybody around to the left.
They raise their swords.
Banana hammock.
I'm gonna cast Wall of Fire as I'm standing in front. I'm gonna gesture everyone around to the left-hand side and cast Wall of Fire, because if I remember correctly, it was from the cave entrance. There was a little off to the left. There was a little gazebo thing, and then there was another sort of cliff area. So I'm gonna arc the Wall of Fire around that, obviously facing them, but providing a sort of safe path.
Okay. As you do so, they... Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, Priscilla would have recorked the bottle on the way out of the cave, and then seeing the Warforged outside, she would have been floating up about 10 to 15 feet. And just... Everybody run! I can cover us here too! As Ordidon's casting his Wall of Fire.
Okay. Oh. As you both do this, you... First of all, the Warforged sort of jump back from the Wall of Fire as they feel threatened by it. And then you're uncorking the bottle again?
After everybody is about at least like 30 feet away.
Okay. So you
Party.
uncork the bottle, and once again the area enveloped in smoke and hard to see area. You're all able to retreat given the distractions that have been made, and find yourselves in the woods and forests and hills of the area. After 10 minutes of travel, how far, like how long are you running for?
10 minutes sounds good, about when the flying wears off.
Yeah.
Well, only 3 of us had to fly, but yes.
When Athen stops riding, his Steel Defender will stop running.
Okay. So yeah, after 10 minutes or so, you find yourselves deep in the woods here, and you sort of take a moment to look behind, see if anything's following, see if anything's threatening you, and there is just silence and quiet and the sound of nature around you.
Not gonna lie, better than I expected.
Turns out I'm actually really good at running away. We all are. That was excellent running.
But what about Gombok?
It sounds like there wasn't much we could do in that immediate moment for him. Audie, do you have any idea what Gombot might be?
I assume he was in that vault.
Could you try to scry him now? Or now that you've seen that one person, try again on him?
Sure. Is it like middle of the day or is it night or?
At this point, it's probably like middle of the day. Actually, let me think about this. No, it'll probably be like mid-afternoon. And as a note, it is snowing quite heavily.
I think we should find a place to rest before we do anything or decide what is going to happen. I'll just start looking around for like a little cave entrance, propping something.
Okay.
I'll help look.
I will fly up in the air and help look.
Okay. The two that are on the ground, roll survival checks. Priscilla, if you want to roll a perception check.
Oh shit, I'm lost in the woods.
With a bit of help from Priscilla sort of pointing in directions where there is perhaps a little bit more cover, you don't find a cave, more of like a sort of an overhand, an overhang rock. It's a large rock that just sort of curves over and overhangs slightly. It would help in creating some cover from the snow, and sort of puts your back against the wind type of thing. So it would work as slight cover for now.
I can keep a lookout if we need to, at least for a little bit longer. However much. I don't know how many minutes I have left on my fly. I don't know how long it would take to find this.
It's an hour, right? Because you cast fly.
Both the spell and my own fly ability are only 10 minutes.
Why do I keep thinking it's an hour? Who knows? It's a mystery.
It could be an hour if you want it to be.
Well, it took like 10 minutes to get to where you were, so technically that fly would have run out.
Oh yeah, I would have
Unless
used my last.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're able to take to the skies for another 10 minutes or so. You said you would want to keep an eye out as they sort of.
Yeah,
set
I would
up.
have. Yeah.
Yeah. Roll another perception check.
Oh, come on.
As you sort of try to look out on more sort of distant point of view, the snow is quite thick, and there's a mist that sort of envelops the forests here. It is difficult to see through. You're unable to see anything of interest. You don't see any threats or anything of that nature. What are the rest of you doing as Priscilla is keeping an eye out?
I'm going to start a prayer of healing.
Okay.
At 3rd level.
Athen, help me start a fire quick.
Certainly. I'll jumpstart the fire by casting Produce Flame.
I'll see if we can find enough wood in nearby area. Otherwise, I'll just throw a couple torches together.
Another survival check, please, Tark.
Did it roll? There we go.
It did. There we go.
And I'll use Flash of Genius to add +6 to that.
Okay. You're able to gather more than enough wood to last the rest of the day and night if you wanted to do so. as you do, obviously, Athen, you kickstart the fire, as you say, as you begin to ignite a large fire and enough to keep it warm. There's not much to keep the warmth in at the moment. It's just basically you're in the open, just under a rock. So there's no there's not much keeping the warmth in the surrounding area. It does good for keeping your hands warm and keeping close to it, but it's not something that you feel would be comfortable to sleep beside or to sleep during the night without any sort of major containment for the fire and heat. But it'll do you for now.
Well, I know we need a place to rest for the night, but I think we need to think about what our next move is. I just don't know what we do next.
Suppose that depends on Audidon. Do you, Audie, do you wish to keep looking into this? Should we go back? Or try and hunt down Albert?
I intend to go back in, but I'll need to think as to what we do from here. As to if he even has Gombop in there, or if he's at a different location, or if Gombop is already dead, or what. But I just need some time to figure out what the next step is.
So we bunk down for tonight?
I think we have to find somewhere comfortable and try and get some rest.
Cave we stayed in the other night. It's nearby
If you
here
can find
somewhere.
our way back to it.
True point. There should be a cave somewhere around here.
I think here will be okay for now.
It's not exactly comfortable, but the fire will keep us warm for a little bit anyway.
When the sun goes down, though, it's going to get colder.
I suppose, what does everyone want to do? Do you want to try and find a cave, or should we use the overhang for now?
I vote cave.
Same here. Let's find one.
I can make a couple people fly again if that would help making the search a little easier. But it'll only last for 10 minutes, though.
I feel left out. Let's fly.
I can cast it on another person if I'm also searching myself, so if anybody else wants to help.
I can.
I'll have Ruru help as well.
Okay.
I will cast fly on myself, Saoirse, and Torek.
Okay. I want Saoirse and Torek to roll perception checks. As well as Ruru, if Ruru's taken to the sky. Priscilla, I want you to roll a charisma check. And I want, if Audie and Athen are on the ground, if you're also sort of trying to track, you two can roll survival checks.
I have to look through Ruru's eyes, so...
Oh, of course, yeah. So you're being guided by Audie, I suppose. But Audie, you can roll a survival check yourself.
Yeah, got an 11.
Okay, cool. Okay. Not great rolls, I'll tell you that. Oh, Athen rolled a 20. That's Ruru?
Yep.
Okay. As you all take to the skies or to the land and travel out trying to find a cave, and probably is a good shout to do so whilst you've still got daylight on your side. And as you do so, you know, each of you sort of keep an eye out or trying to track down familiar lands that you've been by or walked by previous. None of you are picking anything up. Even Priscilla, you try to just feel the wind and gain guidance from the wind, but there's nothing. There's no guidance. It's chaos. The wind is obviously present, but it's not guiding you anywhere or to any particular location. After maybe it's an hour of trying to locate a cave or even the cave that you stayed at previously, Athen, through the eyes of Ruru, you are able to find the very cave that you stayed at the night previous.
I will point it out, even though Athen himself is not really pointing at anything. We just say to Audie, "This way, I see it. I found the cave."
That's
Start
great.
moving in that direction.
And though the ones that were flying, the spell has unfortunately ran out, you are able to follow Athen. Athen, you're able to gain the guidance of Ruru, and you are all able to get back to the cave that you stayed at previously. As you might remember, it's not the deepest cave, but it does provide shelter and a sort of small area that even if you wanted to reinforce the entrance, you could put something up to then even further sort of reinforce to what's the word?
Cover?
Yeah, but you know, insulate. Thank you. To insulate the cave and to ensure that the heat stays in, because although it's been cold previously, today is, or at least momentarily, it is incredibly cold, almost sort of reaching the temperatures that you all felt, minus Priscilla, on the island of Antur. So it's quite cold as you find yourselves in here, but you're able to, I assume, Turk, you found a lot of wood, so I assume you brought some with you. And once again, you're able to get a fire going in the cave. And it's up to you whether you want to cover the entrance, insulate the entrance with nearby foliage.
If it looks within my ability to do so, I will try to ask Orda if he has mind lending a hand.
Saoirse would help with that too, if needed.
Okay. Either way, whether Audie accompanies you or not, you're able to roll a survival check with advantage.
That is a good roll, finally.
You find a lot of thick foliage that you'd be able to either just clump together and put together and push it against the entrance, or if you wanted it to be a little bit more accessible and a little bit friendlier for use, you could use, if you've got any rope, you could perhaps rope some of the foliage together and create almost like a little doorway to the cave entrance if you wanted. It would just require some rope, that's all.
Torque does have a rope, and he's going to pretend that Athen mentioned that, like, behind him, that would be a good idea. And be like, oh, hey, yeah.
You rolled a good survival check. You're good at, making, handmade tents and stuff like that. So yeah, you're able to line a bit of rope through the foliage, attach it to maybe a rock on the cave, and attach it to a lower part, and you basically have it's all momentum closes it. So if you were to push it open, it just automatically like falls shut. But it's good to have that, and you're able to push it open and come in and out. It takes about 10 minutes to get it all lined up, and then another 5 or 10 minutes to attach it to the entrance. But you're able to do so. And you now have a little door, and Athen, you probably get the fire started in that time and able to get the fire burning, and you all find yourselves in the cave. The natural light not coming in now because of the foliage, and you sort of have this sort of little den of safety.
I would like to, if possible, try and determine how much longer the, I don't know if it's necessarily a blizzard, but is it the storm or whatever is going to last?
I'll leave it to you. You can either roll another charisma check if you're trying to extend yourself in that fashion, or if you're just wanting to literally check like a nature check. Either way, I would allow advantage on either, so it's up to you. It's more so for flavor.
Can it be survival?
Survival. I think I did this last time. Yeah, survival.
Okay.
As you look to the clouds up above and look to the sort of the surrounding area, you see no immediate end to the storm and to the snow that falls down. There is a lot of white, fluffy clouds as far as the eye can see, and it's even difficult to track the wind. Although it is windy, the clouds are moving at quite a pace, so that bodes well to a certain degree. But as you sort of look out, as I say, you don't see any end to the clouds. You would likely assume the worst, that this could be a storm that lasts all night.
I will return to the party. Well, I don't know if the storm will be ending anytime soon, but I think it should cover our tracks at least.
That's good to know.
Good.
In a way.
So does this mean that we head back in the morning?
What do you think, Audie? Do you think it's our best move to head back in there and see if Gombob's in that vault or side door or whatever it was that he went through?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we should go back to Gart and see if there's anything that he can help us with, or any sort of valuable information, or if we just go in, see if Gombob is there, and then try to extract him in some way. Try to avoid the big boy. But I'm in two minds at the moment. I'm going to try and scry on Gombob and Elbert, and I think go from there.
But does he have a reason to stay in that area now that his project is finished?
Exact question.
I doubt it. He said he was gonna bring vengeance or harm or something to people that disrespected him in the past, which just feels like a projection of his own insecurities, but anyway.
Didn't he mention Gart helping him? Maybe Gart would know, like, a weakness or something for the suit that he made.
Did we know that Gart had previously helped him in building this? Is that a detail we
said it.
already...
Albert said
Okay.
it.
Sorry, I mean, before Albert told us, were we aware
we
that
saw
Gart
him-
had worked on it?
We saw
saw him
Gart
building
working
the
on
armor.
that plating, and that's it.
It could have been just plating, but it could have been anything.
Are we confident that Gart would help us in this case? I know he was friends with Gombob, but if he was commissioned to help build this thing, he's got a professional relationship of a kind with Albert.
Gart did say that he wasn't entirely sure what he was making, so take that with a grain of salt, I suppose.
Yeah, I will also throw out a little reminder that you did confront Gart, claiming that he might have been building something illegal, and that he might have built something illegal without him actually knowing. And I believe someone rolled an insight to determine whether he actually knew what he was building.
I think like 3 people roll.
Yeah. So yeah.
My notes failed me in that case.
Oh my god.
Only
Has
took
come.
50 sessions.
Oh yeah. By the way, happy 50th,
Happy 50th.
session, guys.
Yeah.
It's not mine, but yours.
Oh, you're a part of this now.
Yeah, but it's not my 50th session, though.
Oh no, we'll have to have a given counter for you.
But yeah, so there was the suspicion that he might have helped previously, is what I'll say. Whether he helped intentionally is another question, but he certainly has seemingly helped.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to ask guard if we're passing through the area again, but I'm not gonna hold my hopes very high.
Well, he did say Gombop was his friend, and he asked me at least to try and find him, and that man threatened to kill Gombop.
I think we should head back to Balalum in the morning. Maybe bring it to the attention of the lords. See if they want to help put a stop to it.
I mean, he has an army of almost warforges. Feels like something they should be getting involved in.
Yeah. So I think we head back to Balalum in the morning. And inform people.
Agreed.
Happy to follow your lead, Hordy. Perhaps it's worth continuously scrying on Gombop each day, just in case something comes up, you know?
Yes. Yes, I shall. Gonna move over to my little bedroll and start scrying on Gombop.
Okay. I also just want to mention, because talking about Audi and casting spells, he did cast Prayer of Healing, so everyone would have healed 25 points. Just as a point of interest. So sorry, you're casting Scry on Gombop?
Yeah.
Okay. He knows the feeling well. He's not going to try and resist it. And you do cling on to something. There is no dead air this time. You see Gombop, he is, for lack of a better term, burritoed in blankets and materials, and it is being carried by a metallic hand. A metallic hand that looks akin to the hand that slammed into you, being Albert Hindenhall. He looks worried and concerned, and he looks to be outside as snow is just blasting into his face. His cheeks and nose bright red from the cold, but they seem to be moving at quite a pace.
Can I tell if the snow is... Oh, this wouldn't really make sense. Am I able to discern which way... I know they're moving at a little bit of a pace, but would I be able to determine which way the snow is falling and perhaps pick up which way that they are traveling?
Roll a survival check for me, please.
I don't have a mouse. Oh, there it is.
Oh no.
Survival.
23. In the way that the snow is moving, in the way that the wind is blowing it, and just the general feeling of the environment around Gombop, you get the sense that they are traveling eastward, straight eastward, avoiding Balalum, you would assume, and traveling beyond there.
So we were over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And they're heading this-ish direction.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'll call out everything as I'm crying to everyone that's around so they know exactly what's going on. So they're heading east.
Well, it sounds like Gombop is well for the most part, so that's very reassuring.
And at least they're outside. They're not hunkered down in a lair or some shit.
I suppose the question now is, do we head east and follow them, or do we still bring this to the attention of the city and the authorities?
I think we'd have to go through Balalum.
It's certainly worth doing, just in case he comes back this way. Priscilla, the people that were seen to have captured someone and took them away, which we think had a lead to do with your sister, were they heading east as well? Am I remembering that correctly?
I think it was Gart. I think he said they took a job in Manoir.
Which is to the south, yeah?
Southeast of Balaloom.
Well, it seems like there's only two distinct places that would be east of Balalum. Southeast of Manoir, or across the water again over to the island.
I will also say, because it's not obvious on this map, if you were to continue travelling southward over to this point, this is the border between Fokar and the Empire. So further south would be the Tiefling Empire of Scarth.
Just a question really quick, just for my own knowledge.
Mhm.
Which town would be Coldor?
That is this point here.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh wait, how's it spelled, sorry?
Kuldor, I think.
Okay, let me check, because there's Cal Kuldo up to the north here.
I'll check my notes.
I'll also check the name of the next village over.
I'm pretty sure it was Coldor with an R at the end.
Okay.
Yes, that is indeed it. A small village to the south, it says.
I did remake the map, so I hope I haven't labeled it wrong. Let me just double check it though. I might have labeled it wrong. What a schoolboy error. Okay, so. Oh no, I've just been stupid and called something Caldor and Caldor. Nice. Well, do be like that sometime.
Very understandable, very relatable.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Caldo up to the northwest, and then Culdor to the southeast. So yes, the next city over to the east or the southeast, depending on how you want to look at it, is Culdor with an R.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
No problemo.
I'm going to cast Sending to... Where the shit are they? I'm going to cast Sending to Angela, the oldest twin of the dwarves.
Okay. 2 minutes, because I'll have to find out where Angela was. How are we spelling Angela again?
Andular.
Okay. What do you say?
I do not say cough. We just got the shit kicked out of us by a warforged army in the Bothorn Hills. Where are you all at the moment? That's it.
They will respond and say, as I count out my words, as a cat meows in the background. Don't know if you heard that. They say
adopted a cat.
they say still in Kuldor. Can't remember if you answered the question last time. What do you mean, a warforged army? That was like centuries ago. Where are you? What?
Oh my god, it's like fucking talking to myself.
Was that craziness in a Revron you?
Yeah. I did respond to that when we were on
Okay, then they wouldn't ask the last bit then.
island yet.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. I have no spells left.
They would be equally confused though.
Cool. Awesome. Sweet. Gonna wait till morning.
Anyone else wanting to do anything? Oh.
I was gonna say, should we head to Balalum in the morning? And it wouldn't be terribly out of our way. We're here, aren't we?
It's the nearest town.
I think that would be probably the best idea.
Well, I'm going to bed down for the night. Wake me if anybody needs a relief from keeping a watch.
I'll take a watch.
I'll start.
Okay.
Audie, before you rest, how are you doing after today? I know it's disappointing we weren't able to save Gombop. I just wanted to check how you're feeling.
I'm pissed. I really wanted to cut Albert's head off. And I'm not sure what to do, because I want to just go all night and try and track him down, get Gombop, and leave. But given that he is mechanical now, and he speaks to me like my father used to, and I just cannot deal with that type of, not even arrogance, but just lack of empathy, I suppose.
I understand that. It's hard to deal with a person like that, who just can't understand or see their perspective of how they ended up that way. We're here for you. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have better news.
I suppose it can't go anywhere but up from here. I mean, it's not even that... It's not the fact that I think I'm better than anyone else, it's just that I'm happy with who I am. And suppose, yeah, I would like some improvements in life, or just to know exactly why I'm here, but in the interim, I'm pretty happy with the company that I keep and who I am and my personality and abilities and things. The combat seems to be lacking a bit. But I suppose insecure people like Albert will take someone being happy as a disrespect to their existence because they don't know how else to live. And that's all that they've been shown in the past. So it's not entirely his fault that he is the way that he is. But going on a rampage and trying to kill a whole bunch of people, probably not the best way. Should probably just, probably just talk it out. Probably just needs a hug.
Well said, friend. He can build a machine to fix his body, but I don't think anything will easily fix his soul.
You just bring Athen into the... I'm going to fuck up the pronunciation again. He'll bring Athen into the hongi. And then after a few seconds, just release.
You rest up. I'll take the last watch tonight.
Thank you. And before I go to bed, I'm going to write a quick journal entry, but that's it.
Okay. Take a moment and write in the journal. Anyone else wanting to do anything? You have a large portion of the afternoon and, well, more so the evening and night, so if you are wanting to just do anything, whether it's reading a book you might have, or working on a plan for something that you might have, or whatever it is, you've got a bit of downtime here where you're in a place that, as I say, is pretty well hidden because of the foliage that you've done and that you've put up, and isn't as easily accessible, and there's a sense of safety that comes with that. So if there is anything anyone's wanting to do, by all means, let me know.
Priscilla would just take out a half-carved piece of wood and just continue working on it.
Roll a sleight of hand. I think a sleight of hand would be the best, but I'm open, and my ears are open if you want to argue that point.
For my tools?
Yeah.
I did ask you before, and you said it would be Dex and proficiency.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, go with that. Dex and proficiency. I always say sleight of hand because I just assume people have proficiency in sleight of hand. But I know that's
nope.
probably not the case.
Nope. So I'll just roll a Dex check
Dex.
plus 3.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I
break off a leg.
Yeah, you break off a little leg. It's probably the cold. It's a little bit chilly out here, and the hands have become a little bit numb. Though obviously you are who you are, and perhaps would be expected to be a little bit more resistant to the cold weather. But you, as I say, your hands are a little bit numb, and a part of your little creation does get broken off. It's quite nice. Obviously, Athen, as you sort of sit there, I don't know if you're in the middle of doing something, but you would see Priscilla working on this wood carving, and it would instantly remind you of your mother.
I'd smile, but won't say anything.
After I break the leg off, I just sigh, put everything back away, and just kind of curl my knees up against my chest and stare into the fire.
And that too would probably remind Athen of his mother. Despite her being a master at her craft, she likely would have broken many, many wooden creations in mastering it.
Did Priscilla put the carving away when she did that?
Oh, she probably would have just left it on the ground for now in front of her.
Athen will pick up the carving, and use what's the name of the effect? Magical tinkering to make it emit sort of just the smell, because I can make it emit an odor. Just tinkering with that a little bit, enchanting it just slightly to have the odor of just like a spring wind as it's moved around.
Priscilla, you instantly pick up the scent. That sort of scent is something that catches your nose quite easily in terms of just the nature of it.
As Athen picks it up, he might recognize it as there is like part of a wing carved and a head and one leg and one broken leg, and he picks up a carving of the forest centaur thing that we fought before.
And I would go as far as to say that it's well carved as well, other than the leg. It was a wonderful depiction of it, other than the break and crack of it.
You're talented, Priscilla. My mother was a woodcarver, quite a good one as well. I can see a lot of the same techniques that you use was the same as hers. I can see you also pictured a different end for that creature than the one we gave it. I'm sure next time we see it, we can do exactly what you've depicted here. Call it a prophecy, shall we?
Well, I'm kind of hoping maybe we won't see it again, but and my father taught me how to do this.
Is your father still around when you left home?
No. No, he wasn't.
Can I ask what happened?
I suppose I've never really told anybody about it before. 2 years ago, I left with my grandfather to go away for a few days, and when we returned, the lighthouse was dark, and when we reached it, my parents were. She's got tears running down her face now at this point. They were both dead. My mom and dad.
I'm so sorry to hear that. That is tragic. Do you know who did it?
I have no idea. And my little sister was gone.
I'm so sorry, Priscilla. Family is one of the things that anchors us in life, and to have it ripped away from you so violently is, well, that's not easy for anyone. Thank you for sharing that with me.
She pulls out the carving of the lighthouse and kind of just hands it over to you without a word.
To remind you of home?
Yeah.
I have something similar. And Athen pulled out the carving that his mother made of his siblings and himself. Something my mother made. Just a little thing to, feel like we're still close, even when we're very far apart.
It's beautiful. You're from Ravenport, right?
Yes, I am.
Do you know what happened a few months ago? I've only heard stories about what happened. I haven't been back since.
Oh,
But I know
you mean...
you and the party mentioned that it was in ruins.
Well, yes. As best we know, it was attacked by illithids at the time, which caused a whole lot of people to flood out of the city, and a few stayed to fight a sort of rebellion of a kind. They raised giant red crystals within the city, and a red mist surrounded it. We went to go and investigate as commissioned by the king, and to try and put a stop to it if we could. We met up with some of the rebels there and destroyed the enormous red crystal that they had used, I believe, to get into the city, but was certainly the source of the mist around. Then, within the keep itself, we found a number of illithid in there, and fought and defeated most of them there too, though I believe one got away, unfortunately. And it turned out there were enormous tunnels underground there. They even had essentially an entire tapestry of people tied to the ceiling. I'm not even sure if tied's the correct word. Affixed to the ceiling, like a blanket of a kind. We don't ultimately know what the true purpose was, but we do know they served Zoltha. But it should be safe now. We think most of the illithid were killed, and people were coming back into the city to, well, try and repopulate it, I guess, and defend it if something should happen again. But it's really hard to say whether or not it's really hard to say whether it's perfectly safe.
Do you know what happened to the lighthouse? Or any of them, really, I guess?
Oh, I'm afraid we didn't look specifically into the lighthouse, no. A lot of refugees left. My mother was one of them, actually. They first went to Balun, and then I think some would continue from there, but certainly that's where the initial point was, where they traveled to. Did you still have people around at the lighthouse, or you're simply thinking of what happened to your old home?
My grandfather still lived there.
I'm afraid we don't have any specifics, though if we may find our way back to Balun, we can ask around and see if anyone knows. Alternatively, we could always ask Audie to scry on him at some point, see if he's okay.
Maybe.
Well, I hope he's okay. And I hope we find your sister. I'm sure we'll find her. I promise we'll help as best as we can.
Thank you. I'm sorry if this might be prying, but you know I'm looking for my sister, and Orde's looking for his mentor. Is there something you're looking for?
Not really. I'm looking for... Well, when we first started, I was kind of in it for a bit of adventure, excitement, see the world, and well, I'm sort of a novice archaeologist. I was hoping to see plenty of ruins and dig into some of the history of the place, but, well, we've kind of gotten swept up in events, you know? It's been a bit crazy. So no, Not a thing I'm out here chasing so much as a future that's secure and helping leave places we go a little bit better than we found them if we can. Though if you find any cool magical items, that would be very sweet. I am looking for those, so keep an eye out.
Well, I mean, I use this to help us escape, and I pull out my ever-smoking bottle.
That was a neat trick. You should show Saoirse that sometime. I think she would be enraptured by the ability to suddenly pour smoke out of nowhere, and to do so at a whim. Where did you find this? Where did you get it?
It was just given to me after I helped some people. I kind of, while looking for my sister, I had to travel around a lot, and I can't exactly survive on nothing. So I would help people with various things.
That's fantastic. I mean, quite a gift to be given. I'm excited to see for the future exactly. Well, if we can keep doing exactly that, keep helping people where we go, and maybe we'll get some nice trinkets in return like that. Do you mind if I study it sometime?
Of course.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Not for tonight, though. I've got a few plans and projects I'm going to work on myself.
I just nod. Trying to fight off a cat.
Yeah, it's
In
weird.
game or
A wild cat just enters the cave. It's bizarre.
Saoirse, your cat's back.
Hi, kitty. My druid friend finally turned up. I wondered where she'd been.
I don't know if I can do this from here, if I'll need to be back in Ardenia before I can, but can I continue working on the plans for the Find Steed for the mechanical warhorse?
Yeah, you can work on that. I can't remember if we've got it on your character sheet. On Foundry.
Probably should be there in Foundry, but I can't click it, obviously, on this map.
You can. If you go to... you should be able to go to the actors directory along the, on the right-hand
Yes,
side.
I do see it.
Yep. Yeah, you've got the new spell Find Steed. I will say... just roll it. Just roll it from there. I'll say it's probably a little bit difficult. It's more so... you'd probably be working on like blueprint stuff, so that there might not be as much progress as there would be if you were in the city working with like physical materials. But if you want to roll it.
Cool. I pressed the roll button. I didn't see it come up, but it increased by 2%.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see it either. Let me roll. Oh yeah. Weird. Something else for me to worry about. Okay, the book isn't either.
It might be set to increase by progress 1 rather than a 1d8 or something.
Ah, yes, increase amount. Ah, that's weird. That isn't how it should be done. Okay. Try rolling it now. Okay. And you said it went up by 2. So let's take that back down to 24. Okay, so yeah, you begin to blueprint some of the, or I say begin, you probably work on the blueprints that you've already created and figuring out the sort of mechanical sides of the how to create something like that. Are you wanting, like, obviously it's a spell, but presumably given Athens' theme, I presume it's like it's not a spell, it's like a physical creation of a steed of sorts, like a mechanical steed.
Pretty much, yeah.
Are you wanting it to be something, because of obviously the spell, it disappears, it sort of are you wanting it to be something that sort of not breaks down, but like, what's the word? It just sort of, it shrinks down into like a smaller form, sort of easily carried, almost like a briefcase that you just throw out and then it this steed comes out of.
Itself.
Yeah, like it compacts itself. Yeah.
Let's discuss during the week because I've got some
Okay.
ideas and some things to run by you.
Okay, cool. Well, with that said, you start working on some of those ideas and figuring some of those out and how they would work. Is anyone else wanting to do anything for the rest of the night, or are people just wanting to rest for the night?
Torque is going to pop open another bottle of the copper wine, and he'll actually pull out a second bottle and see, like, hold it up to Sosha.
She will immediately take the bottle and start drinking. Like, she won't even look at you. She'll just take the bottle and start drinking with a nod.
The two drunks start getting drunk.
Enjoy the drink, or I'll just probably watch the fire.
Alrighty. And what's this gauntlet, Audie, that I'm seeing?
Sorry, that was Torik's gauntlet.
Okay.
I just took a look in downtime to see what I had, and that was incomplete, so I figured I'd
Okay.
just complete it.
No problem. Cool. I was like, has he been making another gauntlet? Another gauntlet? Cool. So yeah, I mean, if there's nothing much else that people are wanting to do, you can. Eventually, the night takes you. The feeling of tiredness takes you, and eventually you all rest for the night. I know you were discussing having people watch out, keeping an ear out, and as you do so, nothing much of interest. Just the sound of constant wind battering against the foliage that Torek put up, and probably is a good job that he did, because the wind would have gotten in here and likely messed up all of your plans for the night. But the morning will come as you all feel the effects of a long rest, so you can all tick that off on your character sheet and regain everything that you regain from a long rest.
Oh, thank God.
And I think we will call the session there, with 0 cliffhanger this time. But I will say, you all level up to level 9.
Yahoo!
Sorry for slamming my microphone there.
It was very dramatic, it fit.
So yeah. Got the week to sort out your next level. If anyone has any questions or plans or whatever it might be, then don't hesitate to drop me a message or whatever, and we'll chat it out. But good session, everyone.
Thanks for not killing us again.
Yeah, well.
Ran away so well.
He tried.
Well,
I was just testing the scope. Fucking kill that guy.
yeah. How do you find the most hated NPC ever?
He's terrible.
I'm going
Very
to
hated.
kill him. I'm going to straight up stone shape him into the wall.
Into the wall. We'll put him in the keep as part of like a decoration piece.
Jesus.
I think he's just misunderstood.
Of course you do.
You made him.
No.
I'm going to give him a hug on the next one.
I think you made it clear
Like a
exactly
crushing
what we
hug?
should understand about him.
Dick.
Yeah. Haters are gonna hate. What can I say? But no, good job. I really enjoyed the role play at the end, getting to know people's characters a little bit more. So
Yeah,
good.
we finally got some in for you, Priscilla.
Yeah.
A not
Yeah.
combat full session.
yeah,
I finally got to
Historieta.
find out what happened to Ravenport.
yeah.
Priscilla's been sitting on that since the night she met you guys, because you mentioned it then.
Yeah.
It's just a big party.
I was reciting from memory, so I can't remember if I missed anything, but I think I got close-ish.
Got
I
the
imagine-
important bits.
The only thing that you kind of missed was that what's the word? Zoltha was the you said that the Illithid attacked, and although that was correct, it was actually Zoltha who came through the gateway and just disappeared. So Zoltha's still out there somewhere, presumably.
That's right. I forgot that he was leading the charge to begin with.
And just as a note, because I know there's not much information, but there's some information about Zoltha on the timeline on the World Anvil. So if you want to find out some information about Zoltha, you can. I believe it's at the beginning of the Age of the Gods, the current age that we're in, that Zoltha became prevalent. But yeah, he's just a bit of a dickhead.
We'll
Got a
get
type
Like
with some of
another
your
certain
villains.
person we've met today.
Yeah.
I was honestly expecting Athen to like. So what happened in Ravenport? And he pulls out these like tiny little glasses at the end of his nose, like pulls out a screenplay, goes through the whole thing.
Hey,
Started like this.
he's intelligent, but he's not charismatic. That would just be too charming, I'm afraid.
Hmm.
I'm gonna make you some little glasses
Oh.
now.
Unfortunately, I'm not feeling the greatest, so I'm gonna hop off now. So
Okay, mate. I hope you're
Yeah.
alright.
yeah, just don't. I need some sleep.
Fair enough.
Take care, everyone.
You too, man.
Take care.
Hey man,
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Catch you next week.
I'm gonna do the same.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Have a good
Bye.
rest.
Get some rest, mate.
See everyone later.
See ya.
Bye. Alrighty. I have not forgotten, don't worry. I definitely have not forgotten. I don't mind giving little spoilers away regarding levels, because it's just levels. You're like, maybe it's the end of next session or the session after that, depending on where you get to in this session. You'd be getting your level up. So don't you worry. I have not forgotten. Okay, well, that was a good session, I thought. Got properly introduced to Elbit. I forget his name already. God, I'm terrible with names. Elbit Hindenhal. So good luck trying to deal with him. Almuri's Lament. But I'm going to head off. Hope everyone has a good day. We'll be back again at 4:30 p.m. GMT. So in approximately 6 hours or so, we'll be picking back up the next session of Ruins of Almuri, where we figure out what happened to them. Last time, they suffered an explosion from the moon, according to them. So we'll see what actually happened and whether they were right or not. So yeah. Anyways, I will speak to everyone later. Yeah. The issue is that, he threatened to kill little old Gombop. So that'd be a problem. But that is a cool sort of strategy. Kill the guy before he gets to his mech suit. It's a good shout. Just kill Tony Stark before he gets to his Iron Man suit. It works best. Alrighty, so I will speak to you all later. Hopefully see some familiar faces in the stream later when we pick up Ruins of Almuri. But otherwise, I hope everyone has a good day, a good evening, a good morning, or a good night, depending on what time it is, wherever you are. I hope it's good. But yeah, I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.